What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter.
Fee fi fo fum, I smell a podcast.
Wow. That was almost like you forgot what type of pod we do. And we're doing one of those sort of Edinburgh Soho Theatre Radio 4 podcasts. Like, oh my God, that's amazing. What did you cook for dinner?
I was talking to my agent the other day about some London shows because he wants me to do some stuff in London. He's like, what do you think about the Soho Theatre? And I was like, I can't be arsed with the walkouts. It's just not my vibe, that gaffy.
Tell you, if I lived in London, I'd go to the Soho Theatre, though. I think it's a great shout as a place to go and watch comedy.
We went and watched Frank Skinner.
Unplanned, totally
unwritten. It was Frank Skinner, the man without a show. And I thought he was doing a work in progress. I thought, he's the man without a show. He was literally just a man without a show. He just went on and just tried to talk for an hour.
It's nice being Frank Skinner, isn't it?
We were killing time before Bill Bear, weren't we?
That's a good shout, though. Yeah. So the Soho Theatre, if you don't know, is in London, and it runs like the Edinburgh Festival runs, and I'm generalising, but it's more like hour-long slots for comedians to do hour-long shows, one-man shows, one-lady shows. You know, because it's 2021, Adam. Yeah. You've got to change how you talk.
Especially at the Soho Theatre.
Loads of foreigners, and that's allowed now. Do you know what I mean? And women!
Foreign women as well.
And
that's not too far.
That's too much.
You can do one or the other.
Oh, that's so Soho.
Yeah.
You get an hour for just being a foreign woman.
You do.
Hello, my name is Isabel. Can I do a one-woman show?
I'm glad you went French there.
Yeah. But she was actually black French.
She sounded white, though.
What?
She did sound white.
That felt really racist on your part there, Carl.
Sorry.
That was amazing, passing the buck on the racism. No, it's yours.
You hated being in that Soho Theatre bar, didn't you?
Yeah, it was full of people who... London is majority this, pretending to be busy.
Right.
Oh, I brought my laptop out here, and you're not busy. You pretend. London is 90% people pretending to be busy.
Listen, if you run a business, if you work for a fucking high pressure job, when you're on the train, you're like, fuck, I've got to do my thing. I get it. When you know, like at home, you go, like, I've just got to do an hour. Yeah, I've never done one of those high pressure jobs. Not in the bar of the fucking Soho Theatre.
Well, that's where a lot of like comics and theatre people go to write, don't they? I'm going to write today. So they go and sit in the Soho Theatre going, ooh, here's my next play.
Listen, you fucking southern comedians. That's so aggressive. Just find a Costa like everyone else. You don't have to go to the Soho Theatre. Like, I'm writing a show. I couldn't possibly write at a fucking Starbucks near my house. Go to a library, you dick sniff. You don't have to go. Like, that's like, what do you do on your nights off? I go to Hot Water just to be in the dressing room, to write. I don't perform. I don't talk to the comedians. I just get in the corner of the dressing room and like write. Just pick a coffee shop, you bell sniff.
But wouldn't you want to be, maybe they go there the same reason I would maybe go to Hot Water to write. It's so that you're sort of surrounded.
No.
So you get inspiration.
You have never gone to Hot Water to just quietly go in a corner and fucking write.
I do it on the stage.
No, that's different. If you're a comedian in London and you go, I'm going to the Soho Theatre to perform and write, that's absolutely fair enough.
No, I've sat on stage in an empty Hot Water and just wrote.
What?
Yeah. You're just like taking it in.
I don't believe you.
The room talks, doesn't it? It's got walls. Talk to me.
Honestly, it would be one of my favourite things to walk in. Adam, mic at one side, laptop, just like... like Angela Lansbury, like, you're a cunt. Yes! just dealing with ghost heckles. Like, oh, fuck your mum! No, come on, that is pretentious as fuck. Go into the theatre.
Well, like, but they've got the little bar. I do get it. What I would love to do, though, right, is just to go in the Soho Theatre bar one day and just invite everyone who's in the bar on, like, a Tuesday afternoon to one of the Soho Theatres and do this podcast. Do exactly what we do to the people who tend to sit in the Soho Theatre bar.
Oh, do you know what? They'd probably enjoy it. To a point.
I think they'd find it quite problematic.
No, I don't know.
I think they would.
No, yeah. Maybe. But she'd be on after us.
And they all drink red wine as well, no matter what time of the day, even if you don't like it.
And they've got fucking leather shoes. Tories!
If you don't like red wine, no, I'll have a red
Red
wine.
wine.
Not Tories, are they? The exact opposite. They're children of Tories.
Future Tories.
I vote green, actually.
Yeah. Because I actually find some of Jeremy Corbyn's past indiscrepancies quite problematic too.
I don't know what they are, but I've been told they're bad.
I actually voted for an independent. I voted for an independent because, right, my vote matters. My vote matters. And it doesn't matter if they're not going to win. I vote for the policies of the person. That's what I do. I vote for who I want and who I believe in. It doesn't matter that they're not going to win. It doesn't matter that I might as well just wrote it on some toilet paper and shove it up my ass. It doesn't matter because it's my vote.
You could argue that's the Lib Dems as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Again, we're back to the point. There should be two parties. The Tories and the not the Tories. If you're a Tory, you're a Conservative. You vote for them. It's fine. If that's you, that's you. If you're anything else, you should be in the party of not the fucking Tories. Not all these like, oh, Labour, Lib Dem, Green, Plaid Cymru. And to be fair, that's a bit different, but just everyone should be the not Tory. We've got a major problem with this Scottish independence vote. Scotland, I know you want to leave, but don't leave, because if you leave, we will never win an election. Every Labour win, every Labour government has been because we won Scotland. Without Scotland, the Conservatives will rule for so fucking long. Scotland, don't leave me, girl.
Liverpool might go with Scotland.
That's not how it works.
What do you mean?
There's a big gap in there.
It's not, devolution isn't going to be just everywhere. In like the Northern Independence Party.
But we might go with Scotland.
Right.
I seen it on Twitter.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Scout Scottish Twitter?
Scottish Twitter.
You don't want to fuck with those guys. Can't understand a fucking word.
But yeah, I think Liverpool might go. So we'd be become a Scottish city.
You want to be a Scottish city?
I just don't want to.
You just don't want to be Scouse. Don't you want to be the independent island of Scouse?
Yeah, but we haven't got enough oil for that, have we? So we need Scotland.
Loads of oil in Scotland as well.
There is?
Lad, we be independent fucking tomorrow, right? If we had some fucking crude oil, some cunting crude oil. That's why I'm saying, Daz, you need to get digging in that fucking garden. Get under your nan's fucking patio, lad. As soon as you find oil, we're free of fucking Bojo.
Yeah, we would go independent if we had
oil.
That's all we need. That's the missing piece.
I love it. If Daz actually fucking struck oil, fucking next day turns up at the fucking pub dressed as a sheikh. What? I'm a fucking oil baron.
Do you know what's funny? If the police or the government find drugs in your garden, it's yours. But if they find oil, it's theirs.
Yeah, I seen that on Twitter a while back. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Little joke. Little drugs, yours. Oil, theirs.
Right.
Lol. Get it?
Are you okay? Are you daydreaming about Scouse independence? Adam's like, I don't really want to joke about this because one day we will.
I think we will one day be independent.
Yeah.
We will. Yeah.
Okay.
Be a great Independence Day film, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Has there been any traction with this, or are you starting the movement right now?
No, like we talk about sometimes, don't we?
Yeah.
In Liverpool, yeah. I think, you know, we'd rather be Scottish or Irish than English.
Scouse not English, aren't we, lad?
I identify more with my Irish roots than the English ones. Until the World Cup.
Until you're at passport control, and then
No, well,
they're
that's
not
British,
as keen.
It's British.
Right.
British passport. You don't have an English passport.
No.
You have a British one. So
Don't you leave as well.
yeah, we should.
Then everyone that's not a Tory in the country is proper fucked. All you need then is Sunderland to leave as well, the independent island of Sunderland, and that's it. Boris Johnson's children will rule for many a terrible year.
Because of this podcast, and me and Carl got connections in Liverpool.
Yeah.
We'll just get you and Laura.
Citizenship.
Citizenship of Liverpool.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people, non-Tories, are going to think in England. And then there'll just be floods of immigrants from England trying to get into Liverpool.
Yeah, but we're a very welcoming
And then
city.
Chippy Tits is back against the wall. He's out of prison. He's like, fucking build a wall! Build a wall! And it'll be me, won't it, at Runcorn, trying to smuggle through in the back of a transit van. Please, I want to come to Liverpool.
Why have you got that accent?
Would we have a citizenship test?
Trying to swim the Mersey.
What would you ask Dan to? How would you get in?
What's the Scouse citizenship test?
Yeah,
Citizenship.
it's the one.
Citizenship.
Who is the best person of all time?
Oh my God. I can't believe for a second. The question is the most Adam Rowe question ever. Is it Adam Rowe, lad? Yes. And my sister, my daughter would be like, Adam Rowe, lad. So she's in as well. Laura's not keen. I mean, maybe it's time for Laura to be gone.
Yeah.
I'll get the green card.
But
I actually got nervous before you asked the question. I was like, fuck, Dan, compete here. You need that citizenship.
Who is the best person in the world ever?
Yeah, go on.
Is it you?
No, it's not me.
What?
It's not Stephen Gerrard.
Who's the best person in the world ever?
Yeah.
Are we talking about a single person or are we talking about your nan?
One person.
But not like the royal nan.
Yeah. No more questions. Answer the question. This is a citizenship test. You can't ask me questions. I'm asking you.
Finn, do you know?
Findaloo.
I don't know. Go on.
Just have a guess. No point saying you don't know. You're going to
I
fail.
podcasted with you for a year and a half.
I
think you think it's you.
Finn said purple Aki.
It's Tinhead from Brookie.
It is Tinhead from
Tinhead from Brookie.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I'm not getting in, am I?
No.
Yeah, another one.
Go
Who's the second best person in the world ever?
I love how you did a little giggle while you're asking the question.
Ray Quinn is the wrong answer, Finn.
Mrs. Tinhead.
He's fourth.
Mrs. Tinhead.
There's no Mrs. Tinhead.
Was he not married?
No.
Oh,
Hey, Mrs. Potato Head.
Mrs. Potato Head.
Let's take his stuff off.
It's Heidi from the Sugar Babes.
Heidi from the Sugar Babes. She
Yeah.
was quite fit, to be
She
fair.
was quite fit. She went to school with my cousin.
And there was also Mutia from the Sugar Babes, and she looked dirty, and I just, honestly, for the whole of her being a pop star, I was like, she takes it up the Mutia.
Is that arsehole?
I don't know. You
Finish
guessed.
this sentence. I blow your ma's head off with a...
I'll blow
Your ma's head off.
With a...
with a simile.
Come on.
What?
You should know this one.
I blow your ma's head off with a...
Well, yeah, but if you do it in an American accent, that makes
No,
it
this is the
misleading.
kid. We met him last night. That we'll come to that.
I'll blow your ma's head off with a bazooka.
You're nearly there.
No, really?
It's a shotty. I'll blow your ma's head off with a shotty.
We paid him
What
a
is
fiver.
that?
We
What
paid
is
him
that
a
that you
fiver
just
last
did?
night to make that.
Is that
There's a
another
lad, there's a Scouse video.
a YouTube? It's not 2
Yeah.
pints of lager again, is it?
No.
No.
So
Is that the
there's
final
there's a lad
episode?
who says, I'll blow your ma's head off with a shotty. I'll get it up for you.
We saw him in town last night and paid him a fiver to say it on video. So I'll slap the video in here. But we've got a video of him saying it.
Put it in the
Scared of you. Don't take the fucking piss. I get me mad. You'll blow your head off with a shotty.
That's the original. He's
Nah,
got two.
don't take the fucking piss. Me mad. I'll blow your head off with a shotty.
Met him in town last night.
My ma.
No, so the original is I'll get me ma to blow your head off with a shotty. But he said it another time. He said, I'll blow your ma's head off with a shotty.
Yeah.
He's just a man who's just the maddest threats.
Yeah, and we seen him in town last night, and we said, "Oh, lad, will you just say it for us?"
And did he?
We paid
charged
him
us?
£5.
Oh God.
He said a tenner first.
That's
and
like a
looked
live
quickly-
cameo.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
he was literally just screaming in the street, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to be Minister for Work and Pensions. Or Defence. That'd work as well.
Yeah.
So who's the government? Who's the independent,
Where's me coat?
Well, we can't even get a mayor at the minute, can we? So I think it's going to be hard to elect like a prime minister. I reckon we should just like not have a government.
We are the world.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you not think the world would be better without government?
With a king.
No. Just like no one's in charge.
Right.
Do what you want.
We had
Yeah.
this conversation once.
Don't kill anyone. Just live by the 10 Commandments.
No.
We had this conversation once, and you said they should dissolve all borders.
They should. In an ideal world, there'd be no borders, would there? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, so
I
in
should
the
be-
ideal world, there'll be no pain. It's just a pointless hypothetical, isn't it?
No, because pain is part of your body, isn't it? Like, we've set borders. They're
Yeah.
not really there.
Yeah.
But I should
In an ideal world, there should be no borders.
I should be able to go to Afghanistan if I want.
Freely.
Do you know when there's borders?
Yeah.
That's not one of the borders that's a major problem for borders. There's not like Afghanistan, like, we've got to build more. This is very difficult. So many 29-year-old Scouse comedians trying to come into Afghanistan. They come over here stealing our
Bazookas.
bazookas.
No, but like you should be able to go anywhere, shouldn't you? Without like someone being like, you're not allowed in here because we've decided that we've drawn a line here. Yeah.
This is the most hippie you've ever sounded. You're right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. And there should be no murder. And everyone should be dead nice to everyone. It's just not how it fucking works, is it? America's GDP is twice ours, and we're like 5 times
What's
the rest
GDP?
of like gross domestic product. Like they're what they're individually worth is so much, like the wealth in America, and then we're like half of what they. What is it per capita when it's your sort of the wealth of a nation is no, that's GDP, that's gross domestic product, isn't it?
Per capita is like...
So what every citizen is worth, just averaged out, they're so fucking rich.
$66,000.
Like compared to us, which we're half of that, and then there is 90% of the world is just fucking poor. That's why borders exist, isn't it?
But if there wasn't any borders, would those people still be poor? Because they could just go to America then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If there's any Republicans watching, they literally just jizzed with anger. What the fuck you talking about, boy? Woo!
But like that's it would just. I think the world would be a best place without borders.
Have you had a pill? Has he had a pill? When you went out last night after the match, I know you got knocked out of the Champions League. Did you say you'd deal with it by taking ecstasy for the first time? Because you've gone all cuddly. Like, lad, I just think, although Scousers should be an independent country, apart from that, everyone can do what the fuck they want. As long as no foreigners from fucking Lancashire, from fucking St Helens, come in our beautiful country. No fucking walls. Build a wall.
No,
Colby.
We're a very welcoming city. We're a very welcoming city.
Apart from,
No, anyone's welcome as long as they're willing to live under. Let's make me prime minister. My rules.
there you go, just a matter of time.
It took you 8 minutes to get corrupted then.
The drugs are wearing off. No, I don't think there should be a government. It's just maybe a king. And I used to say who'd be the best king. I would, and I came up with it, so I'm the king. And I'll get my ma, she's dead, to shoot you in the head with a fucking shotty.
Oh, well, let's say I was the king of Liverpool and we go independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just say to some people, right, you're the farmers, right? You do the farming.
And leave it at that.
Where's the farmland?
I mean,
This is when you invade. You literally invade Lancashire. We need farmland for the independent country of Liverpool. There isn't any farmland. We're really built up. Shit. We're invading fucking
but
Widnes.
There's not that many people, so we could just use parks as farms, couldn't we? Like Sefton Park, then not into a farm.
What are we farming? What are we farming?
You're not trading with England at all, are you? In your head, you're not trading with England.
I reckon we could be self-sufficient
No, you
as
can't.
long as we find oil.
Where? Kids in Liverpool like, Mum, I don't want any oil for breakfast. Well, King Adam found oil. And until he finds fucking land for carrots and potatoes, you're eating oil, you little shit. All hail King Adam. He is the king. I did the fucking... Did you see that? Yeah. I changed it into a wave because I was like, oh, shit.
He's getting deja vu, yeah.
This is one of his wank fantasies. Like, oh, God.
Do you know what I mean?
Who's your queen?
Me missus.
Oh, come on, bro.
What have I got to get? No, me missus.
Oh, you don't marry for love when you're the king. It's a political thing to strengthen the union. You need to marry a blue.
No.
Yes, man. That's what good kings do. No. You can bang your missus on the side.
Every other king in history has sort of failed, haven't they? They were never really that popular.
What? What did you just say?
They sort of failed.
No, some of them died. Some of them were very successful. Every king in history has failed. Why? Because they're not still king. Deal with that. Can't argue with that. Henry VIII, if he was that good, he'd still be alive.
No, but he was a gobshite.
Born in 1492.
He was a dickhead.
He
chopped women's heads off because he couldn't shit out boys.
The most reductive history lesson you'll ever hear in your life.
And that is going to be part of the syllabus in King Adam's country. No, so Henry VIII, nonce.
You go, use the farmers, right? You make some bread and that. Yeah?
Baker.
Use...
farmers are making bread.
No, they're different people.
They're farming the wheat.
Farmers, you make bread. Fishermen, we need kites. I'm not playing by anyone's rules. I'm the king, and I'm not marrying a fucking toffee. We need miners. What for? Nursery care.
Farmers bread. No, you misunderstood me. I mean, you did. Very funny, but what I meant was you're the farmers. Very funny, but you do the farming.
I'm sorry, King Adam. Very funny. Very funny, but actually, in all seriousness, Dan, an independent kingdom of Liverpool really needs some...
You're the farmers, you do the farming. You're the baker, you do the bread.
Oh, well, that makes more sense, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Where do we
Can I have a beer?
And then, you know, what else do you need?
Fish. Meat. Transport.
Why don't you just admit that you want to be Jesus, just get one of each and start twatting them out?
No, yeah, well, so we need some farmers, we need the bread guy.
What is going on with you? You're obsessed with farmers.
Because I keep having to go back to the start, don't
I? Okay.
So we got the farmers.
We need the fence.
Lad, I'm sorry. What have you got? Farmers. Write it down. Right. You got the farmers and the...
Got the guys doing the bread.
The bread guys.
The bread guys.
Farm guys, bread guys.
Fishermen.
Fishy guys.
Yeah. The farm guys can double up and do the meat as well, can't they? Because they've got the animals anyway.
No.
What do you mean?
Well, what about the butchers? What do they do?
They sell the meat once the farmers, so we need some butchers.
Yeah. Right? What defence?
What?
Defence.
A fence?
Defence. Defence.
Oh, as in like guns and that. I thought,
like,
I don't want a fence around the city. We're welcoming. You want to come in? Come in. Have some bread.
That's all we've got. And kites.
We've just freshly grown bread. The farmers have been ploughing the fields, planting bread, watching that bread grow.
Oh, I don't know how to make bread, but they'll know, won't they?
Yeah. So what have you got?
Got farmers. Just nothing.
Integral.
Farmers.
Backbone.
Bakers.
Fishers.
Fishermen. Butchers.
How you getting your oil?
What?
How you getting your oil? Bruce Willis. You need Bruce Willis.
This is working under the assumption we found oil. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
what's the oil for?
To make money.
Right.
To put in the tractors to get the bread.
Yeah.
So you're self-sufficient.
Yeah.
So how are you making money from the oil? You selling it to anyone else?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Why don't you buy the bread with...
Because
Scouse bread for Scouse people.
Scouse bread for Scouse people.
Oh, right. Racist bread.
Right. So then I reckon once you've got farmers and the and the bread guys, right? Once you've got them in place, people won't even have to work. We can all just like play footy in that. Just have a nice life.
Right.
Because we've got the farmers doing that. Right?
Yeah.
Got the bread coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any doctors?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
We'll have
Because carbohydrate
doctors,
and footy isn't going to keep a city of about 750,000 people cooking.
So yeah, we'll have some doctors, some surgeons and that. Essential work, key workers.
Key workers.
Right? So
Bakers, key worker.
yeah, farmers.
Right.
Got farmers. Got the bread guys. Right?
Postman.
I want to know where they're farming. Sefton Park.
There's gaffs in Liverpool to farmers.
Allotments. There's
Yeah.
loads of allotments.
Oh my God, don't even need farmers. Everyone gets an allotment. Unless you live in a flat, and then we'll have farmers for them.
So you're really self-sufficient. You've got to grow your own food.
Yeah.
You're going to be a popular king.
Of course I will.
Lad,
No one has
keep
to go
the
to work
fuck
anymore.
out of my cabbage patch.
Yeah. No one's going to come into my cabbage patch when they've got their own cabbage patch, are they? The only reason people go into cabbage patches is because they haven't got one of their own.
I love it how you said it. Like you thought, like I was raised thinking that. It's all about cabbage patch independence.
Yeah. Everyone makes their own scran. Got a few doctors and that.
We got police.
No, please.
Don't need it because everyone's got their own cabbages. What do you need police for?
True.
There's so much cabbage crime right now, and once everyone's got their own cabbages and allotments.
Like, we don't need police, do we? Because, like, we'll just be sound with each other, and if it ever kicks off, we will self-police. So,
You've been in football off, or you're just going to have teams of farmers that are like the heroes of the day?
We'll have to start competing in the World Cup, won't we? Because we're going to be a country. So
Euros
we'll be
first.
Liverpool
Liverpool.
or Liverpool.
Probably be Liverpool, because that's the name of the city.
No, it's not. What's this? It's called Gaff.
Do you know, actually, West Derby, the area I'm from, is actually older than Liverpool.
Yeah.
West Derby was there first.
I know, I saw it on a map once, actually. It's random that you bring that up.
I don't know.
Lord Sefton.
So that's where I'd live. I'd live in the Sefton Arms.
Your
in
palace?
West Derby Village.
Your palace?
The boozer.
Pub,
Yeah.
the boozer.
Right.
But like I'd live sort of I wouldn't rule like kings have before and like our current queen does. I'd want people to think
She doesn't rule. She's completely just...
you know what I mean? No. She's got a throne.
She rules with an iron
She's got
fist.
the throne and the hat. I'm not doing any of that. I'll just be wearing trackies and that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll be bouncing around king of Liverpool with me North Face shorts on.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get me legs out.
Yeah, because you're a man of the people.
Yeah.
Now, what are you going to do if someone comes for the throne? Because you've got to protect the throne. Jay-Z and Kanye told us that fucking years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to have a king's guard?
I just feel like no one's going to want to change the leader because it's going to be like...
you'll be dead in 4 days.
Why?
I just feel like you're a very sort of...
No, because Liverpool's quite a sort of fair city. So I think if someone come for the throne, everyone would be like, what are you doing? We've all got cabbages. The farmers are cracking on. Why?
We're playing footy.
Back to the farmers.
Yeah, we're all playing footy. We've got
a
bread.
We've got a World Cup coming.
We've got bread. Why would you want to challenge King Adam? Like everything's sound.
Yeah.
Like they'd just look stupid, wouldn't they? For like attempting to take control if everyone was happy. Because I feel like everyone's going to be happy.
So we haven't got a guard, that's all.
Can you legalise drugs?
Yeah.
Right, I'm moving to Liverpool. I'm going for my... Because it's time, innit?
Yeah.
If you need to make some extra money,
And maybe actually we'll...
get those farmers really working.
Yeah.
Lemo farms?
Some of the farmers are in Liverpool, some are in Sefton Park, some are in the allotments at the top of the flats, some are working away in Bolivia. Keep it fucking quiet.
No, but like maybe I'll make it mandatory for everyone to try drugs to see if they like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we'll start at like the top and work down so you find what you like. So we'll go, do you want some smack? Right?
Always with the heroin.
Heroin.
Straight to
And
heroin.
then people will be like, not for me, that.
Can't you work your way up? You have to work your way down.
I think working your way down's better
Right.
because you don't want to increase someone's tolerance because maybe you start at weed, maybe you could work your way up to heroin. But if you have heroin, you're like, not for me. Then you try crack, right? You try crack next.
That's the history of heroin throughout time. Loads of people going, oh, whoa, nah, do you know what? Not for me. Not for me.
Next.
Watching your granddad try heroin for the first time, like, well, I like a pint of mild. Well, I'm going to say heroin. Not for me.
Then you try crack if they don't. If you're into heroin, you just stop there. There you go. You're a smackhead now. Then come down to crack for the next, and then still not good. Bit of coke. Maybe that's their thing. After coke, down to.
You're
weed.
generating money from it for the kingdom. You're generating money for it, aren't you?
I reckon we give the drugs away.
Right.
People just get drugs.
People just get drugs.
Yeah. If they want them.
Oh,
They don't have to
man,
have them.
I am, honestly, because I know King Adam. Do I get to work at the palace?
You know, he hasn't got a palace.
I haven't got a palace. I'm living like everyone else.
Living
Yeah,
in
but
the
this will be the royal podcast, won't it?
Yeah.
This will basically be like, you know.
You could be his jester.
This is our new version of a press conference. People will tune into this to find out what's going on.
News, yeah.
Get free drugs. I'm
I'm
in.
like, listen, lads, no more speed limit. Go as fast as you want.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
When everyone's got free drugs.
And there's only 10 doctors.
Free drugs. There's 4 doctors, 42,000 farmers, tractors fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Souped up fucking tractors.
Yeah.
What's that, lad? John Deere, you fucking pussy.
And if you're willing to farm for us, you can pick the colour of your tractor as well. We'll be like, we'll be like,
Where are we getting
want you
tractors?
to feel comfortable in your tractor.
Who's building our tractors?
What?
Who's building our tractors?
We've got Jag, haven't we? We've got Jaguar Land Rover in Liverpool.
Oh, it's a really good practical save there, Carl. Carl was trying to trap you, and I was like, well, we've actually got a, we've got an option there, Carl. Fuck you.
So everyone's got Jaguar tractors.
Jaguar tractors.
Really nice, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I honestly
amazing
don't
how
see why this wouldn't work.
you keep talking, and it's starting to sound more and more fun.
Yeah. So
I still think you need to marry for position, like so many kings have done throughout history. Sam, just, you know, she's not going to be enough. I think you need to unite the city. You're a red. You need a blue. Who's your famous Everton queen? Is there
Amanda
any?
Holden.
Amanda Holden.
Liz McClellan.
Who?
She was in
Liz
Tom
McClarnon
In Tom Kitten.
from Atomic Kitten.
Right.
Famous blue.
Or Nicola from Girls Lab, but I don't know who she supports. But I reckon I could talk her into just wearing an Everton top every now and then.
Amanda. It's got to be Amanda Holden. She's
Amanda Holden's a blue.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Is she
knows-
from Liverpool?
She knows Les Dennis though.
She knows
Oh,
Les
yeah,
Dennis.
she's not from Liverpool, is she?
Oh, can we give Les Dennis a position in the royal court? Because, come on, he's had a hard time, hasn't
He can be my horse.
he? Just made me snot a little bit. Come on, bro. Oh, God. What did you do last night? This has been the most mental fun.
We got fucked up. Matt Damon's a blue.
He isn't, though, is he?
Be your queen.
Jennifer.
Who's your queen?
Jennifer Ellison.
Ellison,
There you go. I had a calendar when I was a kid. You know, like the titty calendars that.
Jennifer Ellison.
This is
Oh, she-
genuinely true.
Thicker than a Snickers.
My
man.
nan got me a Jennifer Ellison calendar for Christmas once.
That is.
Weird, isn't it?
Hey, do you know what? I don't even know if
Look
it is
how
weird.
fit she is.
Was.
She's very Pamela, and she's like a Scouse Pamela Anderson, or was back in the days, wasn't she?
I came all over that calendar.
No, you didn't come on the calendar.
I did.
Adam, why the fuck is April stuck to me? You dirty bastard.
Well, no, I didn't
Did you look
bank on it
forward to
until
it?
the last day of the month.
Crossing off the days, and then just one big target.
I'm not even
Fuck
messing.
you, June.
On the last day of the month, I'd
You're not
come on
even
it,
messing.
and then I'd stick it. And then it'd stay up.
It was in your bedroom. It wasn't like the kitchen calendar, was it? We've missed another gas bill, you dirty bastard.
Yeah. I used to wank on the last day of the month.
How old were you?
It's the way, right? It's the way you call bullshit. He's like, I'm not even messing. he's such a good liar that he's like, no, I'm not even messing. On me fucking life.
Yeah. And it was a leap year. I remember that.
You missed the calendar. Sorry.
It was a leap year. Because I remember getting to the 28th of February, looking forward to me wank, and then I was like, oh, I've got to wait another day.
That's a calendar-based wanking joke. Not loads of them. Have a look around the internet. But he's King Adam, and he can do what the fuck he wants. Order! Order!
Got a gavel as well. Kings need gavels, don't they?
Nope, that's judges.
I'll judge as well.
Oh, okay.
King judge.
Take
King
back
Judge
your
Adam.
city. Basically, it looks like the court,
Sound
the
Bane.
court in The Dark Knight Rises.
Sound Bane.
You think farmers are your ally?
Yeah.
You merely adopted the farm. I was born in it. Molded by it.
Yeah. But I honestly don't see why I couldn't rule a country. Especially a small one. Where you can keep an eye on everyone. You know what I mean?
Did you have a good night last
Yeah, we
night?
got pretty fucked up last night.
Can I come drinking with you? Can I come drinking with you, please? You're obviously good at drinking.
Remember the sing-song we had?
Would like to.
No.
Adam and Carl went to watch the footy last night and had a beverage. And sometimes when people come in the studio hungover, it makes me go, is it going to be good? Is it going to be one of the good hangovers? This was one of the good hangovers. There's some hangovers where you can tell people are like, how are we still talking? Today was borderline magical. And he's not trumped. It's amazing. Where did you go? What did you do?
So we went to Johnny Bongo's gaff, Content, to watch the footy. Big screen.
So if you're looking for somewhere to go in Liverpool, open air,
good.
while the restrictions, just go and see Johnny Bongo's
Content
gaff.
at the Baltic
in the
Market.
yeah.
It looks amazing. It looks like a great place to watch football.
It was great. Johnny sorted us out as well because it was sold out. And I texted him and he was like, how many? 4. He sorted us out.
We love Johnny Bongo.
What were you saying? And we had a sing-along?
We had a sing-song in wherever we were at the end. We were singing Margaret Thatcher songs.
Oh, yeah.
And it went off.
Yeah, Maggie's in the mud. Maggie's in the mud. Na. Maggie's in the
These weren't even born when she was Prime Minister. That's how much she's hated.
The day she died, we went out and
Literally, news coming that she was dead, and I rang Carl and said, let's go to town. And town was chocker.
Town was the best it's ever been. Potweld was phenomenal.
That was our Jack's first ever night out. We took our Jack with us because it was like, you know what? The witch is dead. Let's
Ding
introduce
dong.
Jack to...
There was fires. It was genuinely the end of the world in town. But
Like
happy.
a Champions League win.
Yeah.
Imagine what that was like for their kids. And I've got no sympathy for them. I don't care. But imagine watching a nation celebrate your ma's death.
I don't think if you live in West London, you'd have seen much of that. If you've got a flat in Mayfair or Knightsbridge, I don't think there was loads of people starting fires in the Liverpool top on the streets. So, I don't know. I don't think they would have been aware of it, really. They're from a different fucking planet almost, aren't they?
Yeah, I suppose. But it was great, wasn't it? Where was the last cafe we were in? Maloko?
Maloko, I think, yeah. It was indoor, outdoor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The time is now. Maloko.
Yeah.
Thought about that for a while.
Going low, Maloko, down in El Capo. Go.
Nailed it.
Stay.
And that's the national anthem. So another box ticked.
The national anthem will be Place Your Hands by Reef.
No, it wouldn't. It'd be Show Me Love, and there's not even a question.
Oh, yeah, it would be actually.
Show me love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be great watching the players sing that pre-match, wouldn't it? If you're looking for devotion, talk to me. Come with your heart in your hand.
Because my love is guaranteed.
So baby, if you want me,
Got to show me love.
Give it to me. Oh, mate. Let's draw a line under that, which was just an emotional roller coaster, an absolute treat. And are we going to change the vibe of the adverts, Carl?
Yeah, they're getting a bit.
We need some new sponsors, by the way.
Oh yeah, we need some new.
Well, we don't need them, but we've got some advertising space opening up. So if you want to sponsor the pod, haveawordpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, because we've got Supreme CBD, we've got Beer 52, but we've been using those on and off for a long time.
And we know you're all getting bored of it.
We've had some new sponsors come in over the last few months. Obviously, runs come to an end. If you are interested, get in touch at haveawordpod@gmail.com. Talk to me or Adam. And also, if you have not signed up to Patreon, fuck me, you are missing out on the lockdown lock-in that came out on Friday. So you can still watch it now. There's another 2 lock-ins. There's Sensei Carl's Big Fat Quiz. But this third lock-in was special. Patreon.com/haveawordpod. See you in a bit.
Mirror, mirror, on the wall, what's the best brand for products that help you shave your balls? It is, of course, the products available at Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com are one of the sponsors for the Have a Word podcast, and we absolutely fucking love them. Why is that? Because they have revolutionised the male grooming game. That's why, okay? Have a little look in your kecks right now. I bet your pubes are disgusting. I bet they're horrible. But if you had the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 to help you shave down there with its little light on it and its battery life that lasts 2 hours and the fact you can use it in the shower because it's waterproof, if you had all that, you'd be able to trim your pubes a bit better, wouldn't you? Now look at your nose. See those nose hairs? Imagine you had the Manscaped weed whacker and you could just stick it up and it does all that for you. And you know that because of the premium technology that goes into the Manscaped products, you're not going to snag the bag. No more bleedy balls. Exactly. You need to go to manscaped.com right now. Get yourself the weed whacker, the lawnmower 3.0, get yourself some ball deodorant, get yourself some ball wipes, or get all of them as part of a bundle. And on top of that, listen to this. If you use the promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 20% off your entire order and free worldwide shipping. Free shipping, 20% off, and you get to get your balls looking all neat and tidy. And maybe your bird will suck you off a bit more often. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Back to the pod.
Just watch Chris enjoy that Coke. Have another swig, Chris. Go on. Oh, man.
Have I ever told you that I was once asked to be in a porn film?
Really?
I was offered a role.
Chris Washington's here, by the way. I don't know why him drinking a little bit of Coca-Cola made Adam go, porn.
Because the Diet Coke habit was playing in my head.
All right.
You know, I want you.
11 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know,
Took his top off.
let's check out the hunk who's fucking mowing the
Really
lawn.
bad that man was objectified in that way.
It
wasn't
really was. And also, not a really good representation of lawnmowers. Because round the heath, I've seen the guy that fucking mows the lawn, and he is not.
Is that was he a lawnmower man? I thought he was a window cleaner.
Yeah, window cleaner. What are you talking about?
Oh, is there not a lawnmower advert as well for Diet Coke?
That's Ron Seal.
I don't want you.
More lady
Take
like
my
mate.
fence.
He's cleaning the windows on a big block of.
There was a load of the Diet Coke adverts. It wasn't just one cleaning windows advert. I'm sure wasn't there a gardener?
No.
It's just is this just my gay sexual fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I
fucking.
think you had a dream.
Oh yes.
Oh,
He was a museum curator one.
Yeah.
he's a landscaper. Oh God. Oh, look at him with topsoil. I would have a wank if landscapes could just finish on time.
So is this what happened then? You got asked to be in a.
I got asked to be in a porn film.
Oi, Chris, do you know when you said it and you're like, what's it? How does it go? This. Trying to work out if Adam is gaslighting you. That's the whole podcast.
Yeah, there's a girl called Reed Amber. She's very sex positive person.
Yeah.
On Instagram and
Reed
stuff.
Amber.
Her first name is Reed, her surname is Amber.
There is a porn star called Amber Reed, though, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not her.
Right.
It's a different one. Reed Amber. Yeah, have you got a Carl?
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's very sex positive.
She is.
And
What do you mean when she says
she's like, I like dicks in my pussy, and that's fine.
right?
So her
So
bio,
she's just a vocal slag, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
her bio is sex, nudity, and mental health anti-shamer.
Yeah.
She's an ethical
Well,
slut.
she will not enjoy being called a slag by me.
No, it says
I think she's.
it says pansexual, dyslexic, ethical slut.
All right, yeah. I didn't mean it in but it's basically like someone owning their. I like sex.
Yeah, she's like non-monogamous. She's got a boyfriend, but they do whatever they want. And she texted me one day.
It's his face.
She texted
We
me.
don't have that in fucking Goldberg. You get married at 12.
She texted me one day and said, "Do you want to be in a porno?"
Right. And you.
Is this recently?
It was about 18 months ago, 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Jade was well into it.
I just I did run it past her, but I didn't really want to do it.
Right.
It was a non-sex role.
Oh, okay.
I had to fix the washing machine.
Honestly,
Come on, bro.
Yeah, she asked me to be a non-sexual, but it was a
an
paid role.
extra in a porno.
Yeah. Because that's the market. She looked at me and was like, "He can be in it, but
No,
he's not fucking leading."
This was a porn. Adam comes to fix the washing machine. She goes, fuck that, and just has a big wank. And he leaves.
Do you believe me?
No, of course I don't, Adam. You're a silly person.
Was that
You
bullshit?
didn't. No, come on.
Look.
What?
So look, that's her, right? Yeah.
Right.
Hi, hey mate, we're looking for extras for our next porno film. to be on camera giving cunnilingus advice. This is a non-sexual paid role. So I was
Can
supposed
I have
to
a look at her?
Paid though.
paid, and I had to be there going,
Read
lick it
Amber.
like this, lad.
You look great.
Why did you say no to
What
that?
was
Really
the pay?
pro, whatever you do.
I didn't get that far. I said, I'm going to have to say no to that, mate, but thank you.
Meets equity minimum.
Would you have done it?
No, I don't like being on stuff, mate.
You don't like being on stuff? Well, it's great to have you here.
No, I mean, this is all right. Like, no, I wouldn't have done it. No, I don't like. Nay, not for me.
What do you don't like? You do like being on stuff. You've been on stuff. You don't like the idea of porn.
Yeah, I'm not into. Wouldn't like to be in a porno.
What is it? Even as like a flirty postman or something? You know the role.
No, I wouldn't do that. I don't like anything like that. Me, I'd like to be in Corrie. I think one day.
You're so Cody, it hurts as well.
What?
Yeah.
Do you not like porn?
I mean, that's probably as much as the next guy, but I just.
You don't want to be in it.
Yeah, no. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair, I've never watched a porn and been like, oh mate, I love that. I wish I could have been an extra.
Would you have said yes?
I'd have been intrigued.
I would have asked more questions, certainly, but I wouldn't have gone with it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Just to find out what I love knowing.
Is there a rider?
Yeah. Do you know, like when you go and look on like Rightmove at houses you can't afford, or like you go on a job website and you find out how much your dentist gets paid or something.
Right.
I just want to be nosy about it, but I wouldn't. I'd then say no, thank you, not for me.
Is that what you spend your time doing? Like checking out the salaries of jobs you haven't got?
I do like looking at stuff like that and houses I can't afford. That is a
Oh yeah, but that's
fucking
classic,
beaut.
right?
Yeah,
Isn't it? Like
that is really.
you
good.
put in what you can afford, then you're like, oh, this is really boring.
Tell you one thing.
1.6 million.
Tell you one thing I do that I stole from you, which is I like going on celebrity lookalike websites
Oh, it's
and just
fucking
seeing the people.
yeah.
Can you get one up and put it on the telly?
Yeah, that.
Well, can you get it up and put it on the telly? Just pause the other.
Fern? Pause.
That's what the telly's for.
Is the telly on?
No.
Can you go on Google?
But this is fantastic, this sort of stuff.
What am I searching? Like, bad.
Just celebrity. Have you got a favourite one, Chris?
There was a Les Battersby one once, about 15 years after he left Corrie.
He follows us.
What, the real Les Battersby?
Yeah, he follows us on Twitter, the podcast.
Is it?
Yeah, he listens.
Bad lookalike.
You
That's
need
what-
to get him to do some promo.
On Cameo.
I'm sure he'd just do it anyway, wouldn't he?
Don't know. Didn't he get like...
Sounds like they're trying to.
So some of them are
If
so
you can
bad.
hear a weird rumbling sound, they are mowing the lawn outside.
That's ironic, that, isn't it?
Diet Coke, man.
It's like you've manifested it. Do you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ, it's like a flyby.
Fuck off.
That's him. That's the fella there. Third one along.
Third one.
Him. Les.
Look, can you just go on like lookalike website, like hire a lookalike, because some of these people look absolutely nothing like the people they're
There's
supposed
some
to
great
be.
Matt Damon ones.
Yeah.
That's a good Ramsey.
Oh,
Is that
I always see that guy doing David Brent.
always what like?
Like he's on I've watched programs about this as well. Lookalike people. There was a documentary on it about it once.
Harry Potter. Oh my god.
Would you ever hire someone like this for a party at yours, Dan? I'd love to. You know, is that meant to be John Cleese?
Yeah.
It's just a man with a mustache.
I'd love to just have like a barbecue in the summer
Kate Middleton lookalike.
and just hire like
Why?
3 of them.
Half the girls in the country look like Kate Middleton.
Half the girls.
No, but I mean, she's such like Kate Middleton lookalike is not a very specific.
What would you use the Queen for?
Oh no, the Queen would be good.
I'd love to just hire some for just like a random event, you know, or just like get them round to yours and ask them to play FIFA with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Also, they've just got a picture.
You can't be a Grinch lookalike. That's a Grinch costume.
513 quid he is as well.
Oh, fucking. Do you know what I hate, me, right? When people completely model themselves on someone and then you go to them, oh, you look like them, and they go, oh, do you think so? Cheers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you've done it on purpose.
Yeah, like you've come dressed as them, you're not bed.
Get that mic near you.
You've come dressed as them, you're not bed.
There's a guy who looked like
Stig.
Oh, that's a piss take. That's a piss take.
It's not. It's on a website.
513 quid for a guy with basically a
helmet
race.
on.
Yeah, a helmet. Who's been on Autosport and bought a
George
fucking...
Clooney looks ill.
That's not the worst George Clooney ever. Are we putting these... This is,
yes.
by the way, if you're just listening to the audio pod, this is a really annoying 2 minutes.
Sorry.
But there are some shit lookalikes knocking
Yeah,
about on this
but also
website.
they want a lot of money, these people, don't they?
Yeah.
President Abraham Lincoln there, as he was famously known, standing outside Westminster.
I love the cameo ones when it's like old footballers who no one gives a fuck about. Like who
Oh,
wants
it's
Matt
dead funny.
Letizia to say hello to them?
Matt Letizia is at least a TV personality now, though. But it's when it's like...
And he was...
do you know what I mean? That's when it gets a bit more...
If you're a bit older, Matt Letizia was a great footballer. It was like...
Yeah, maybe not a good example, but like I saw the Marcus Bent one. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would be the worst footballer you could think of? Because I'm getting you one for your birthday now. Next year.
Jason Lee.
Who's that?
Exactly.
He used to have a pineapple on his head.
I don't know, a goalkeeper probably.
Shaka Hislop.
I'd like that.
Happy birthday from Shaka Hislop.
I just don't get it. Like, they mustn't make much money. I know it's easy fucking work for them.
So is this what you're on the internet? Look, you do Rightmove. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
You get bored of looking at houses, and you're like, "Listen, Becky, come and have a look at Mr. T."
Takeaways as well. Takeaway reviews. Do a lot of that. A lot of takeaway. Looking at stuff, reading, researching, finding stuff out, texting people who live in that area. Takeaways
For takeaways.
Yeah, man, love it. Right. I reckon takeaways is probably the thing what keeps me going in comedy, because I'm not a big fan of comedy really doing that anymore. But going traveling the country and I mean,
trying different takeaways.
I'll do podcast. I mean, I do like telling funny stories and stuff.
You pitched that, didn't you, as an idea?
Yeah. It's still like
Comedy Central. It was Chris and Adam Rowe do the takeaway tour of Great Britain. We're just going to get a van and a producer with a camera and just follow us around going to all the best takeaways.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Seriously, right? I do.
Amazing.
Whenever I get these kind of opportunities to meet like TV producers and stuff, they go, "Have you got any ideas?" And first thing I always say is like, "Get me a fucking van and get me around Great Britain with some takeaways." That's all I want to do.
Where are these? Where are the ones that you've heard of that like?
Liverpool has got the best one in Liverpool. It's called Hot Chili's. Have you ever been?
No.
The one in town.
Few doors down from Big Bowl, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Is it really? Yeah.
Oh, mate, they make their own doner meat there, and it's just out of this world.
Go and try a Parmo in Middlesbrough.
Yeah, done all them. Yeah, that was I think when I started gigging, I found out about Parmos before I gigged in Middlesbrough. Then I tried to get a gig in Middlesbrough after I heard about the Parmo. So I was like, do you know what I mean?
Like a lot of amateur comedians like do unpaid gigs for a while before they get paid work. You've already been doing this TV show before it's been commissioned. Exactly. You've been driving around the country using comedy as just like funding.
Absolutely.
To try takeaway. If you're not from the north of England, again, we've got Zorine and Jilly B in Texas going, "What's a Parmo?" It's
a
like
pizza, but with chicken instead of the bread.
It's
It's
overrated, man. It's not great food, is it? It's all right. It's a bit of stodge, but it's not quality.
Go on, tell me what it is.
Well, it's like breaded chicken,
right?
And then there's what a Parmo. Have you had a Parmo?
No.
It's deep fried breaded chicken with then like cheese and
bechamel sauce,
and pizza toppings on top of it.
Yeah, it's just like it's proper heart attack tackle. But
it's like deep fried calzone almost.
It's like one of them things that they're famous for in Teesside or whatever, and it's like, it's not great. And also, one thing what fucking winds me up when you go there, right?
Go on, Chris, take him down.
No, but when you go to, I've noticed fucking the northeast, really. I'm sorry if you've got listeners in that area. When you order a kebab in these places, they give you a fucking build your own kebab kit. It's not a kebab. If you want a kebab, you expect to get some kind of form of bread, be it pita or naan or even a wrap if you're on a diet, right?
Yeah.
And
if you're on a diet,
then the meat, the salad, the sauce, wrap it up.
That's a kebab, innit?
And if you're a bit pissed and get cocky, throw the chips in there as well. Roll it in.
Exactly. And now, what they're doing now, in them kind of places, they give you what's his name? They give you a polystyrene box, right? and then they give you a little bag of salad. So you've got your meat in this box, your salad in that box, and then some sweaty fucking pitta in a paper bag.
To be fair,
and then I'm sat in my car, and I'm like, what? How do you want me to do all this now?
Next to hot water, they've got Shiraz, and they do it in one of those little serving boxes. And I remember the first time I was like, come on, just twat it all together. But it works.
But giving you the pitta separate is just, it's stupid. Just get it, so you can eat the meat on top with a fork, and then get it to a point where you can just go,
right.
You know what I mean?
I love how impassioned Chris is.
Yeah, it's great.
About
He's right though,
fucking
innit?
kebabs. Yeah, he's right.
It's like, and you do like that, the way I have a chip balm. When you get a chip balm, you eat all the excess chips first, don't you? Until there's just enough left. Eat it as a butty.
Do you know one thing what fascinates me about Liverpool?
Carb on carb.
Right, yeah, correct. That's
I reckon you're going to say that all chippies are Chinese.
Yeah, unbelievable. Can't believe that.
How did I know that? See?
Because I think I've said it to you before.
Maybe.
All chippies in Liverpool are Chinese
we take it for
chippies.
granted, don't we?
Yeah.
We take it for granted. It's fucking the best
It's
thing.
just not how. That's just not
Like,
how
you can
it is
literally go
everywhere
in
else.
any chippy in Liverpool and get a chow mein or a salt and pepper, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
And where you're from, it's not that much far away, but
no,
like,
I
it's
mean,
chippy
we do have
and
Chinese
Chinese.
chippies, yeah.
Right, but it's all.
But if you want a decent chippy, you go to the traditional chippy. But then there is some half decent Chinese chippies. I'm not saying, you know what I mean?
You're not saying
Coming
Chinese people can't batter a fish?
Hey, no. You're doing a good job, lads. But I just mean in Liverpool that there's a few things in food, like little things where they just do it differently in different places.
It is mad when you think about it. Like the chippy in West Derby Village, the village chippy, is a Chinese chippy ran by a Greek man.
What's it called?
Yeah.
The village chippy.
It used to be called
Used to be called Poison
Chews.
Pete's.
We used to call
Do you know where the police station
You're
is?
saying Comedy Central didn't commission this? you going into a London studio with them going, so Chris, what do you want to do with us? Like, listen, it's weird. Palmos, shit. First one, that's hack. Not doing it. What's about Liverpool? Chinese?
I don't know what part of Liverpool I was in, but do you know where the police station is where they keep the horses for the football?
Will that be St. Anne's?
probably.
Yeah.
St. Anne's, yeah. Is that near where you're on about?
No.
Oh, right, because there's a chippy opposite there. Very good. Greek bloke has that, I think.
Yeah.
Smells delightful. But yeah, the opposite that police station, dead good chippy, right? Also, another thing, with these Chinese, we'll move on from this in a second, but some of them, they don't know the fucking prices, man. I asked for a pot of peas, right, in the Chinese, in the chippy section near me. £2. £2 for a pot of peas.
Nah, it's a bit much, that, isn't it?
That they just don't cost £2. Someone needs to tell them that you've got that price wrong there.
Are you having a go at Greeks or Chinese people here?
Anyone who's charging £2 for fucking peas, man.
Capitalism.
£2 for I mean, it was quite large, but £2. £2 for a pot
It was
of peas.
massive.
£2 though. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'll add peas onto that. That's an extra £2.
The chippy in Dovey is also Chinese and used to be ran by a Greek man called George. And he is the father of my cousin's baby, but he lives back in Greece now.
He is the father of my cousin's baby.
Yeah.
Heidi from
my cousin
Baby.
shagged the Greek fellow who ran the chippy.
Amanda Holden.
Yeah. My cousin shagged George. They had a baby.
Did he ever step up?
They're in sort of semi-regular contact, but he lives in Greece.
He's paying child support, and that's why he's put the price of his fucking peas up. So if you need a reason for the £2 peas, paying for fucking babies.
No, but yeah, so that's where I'm at really with food. Like food. Like talking about food. I always go past takeaways, me, and I always just think that could be the best takeaway, and I'll never know. I feel like I'm like drawn to them because I saw something the other day actually, and it was a video, and they were saying the rules on a great takeaway, and I stand by this is, they don't deliver. Hear me out. They don't deliver.
Oh, come on, bro.
You
You
know what I'm on about.
He said it last night, yeah.
They don't deliver. They look shite.
We said this last night.
You look around.
They haven't had to do the place up
because it's
exactly queues out the door.
There's no sign. You just knock twice.
Yeah, even
secret code.
The sign could be bust. There's one of them fucking what they called. You know what I mean? Some old
Chinese
shit.
cafe,
Yeah, all that shit. They're not doing it all modern. They're not getting on Just Eat. They might deliver a menu around the fucking town every 15 years. Do you know what I mean? That's advertising done then, and then you just know. Do you know what I mean? Even and the menu's shit. The menu's probably spelt wrong, but and when you go in, they're rude. They're fucking rude to you as well. But you know what?
They don't take
The food
phone
is
orders.
impeccable.
You've got to write to them by
mate,
post.
I've just described my favourite takeaway that shut down the Golden Dragon in Goulburn.
It shut down, Chris.
I know.
Unbelievable. With its marketing strategy of looking shit, never opening, not telling anyone about it, being cunts to its customers.
Just a gravy.
Yeah,
can,
but they
isn't
were
They
open.
were fucking great.
They're open for about 30 years, mate.
Right,
you name
right,
a takeaway that doesn't have to change its name in 30 years.
Right, okay, fair
because of the bloody elephant. I think it even had a 1 star. I don't give a fuck about them star hygiene ratings, mate. If they're good people and I get on with them, I'm going. I don't give a fuck.
You don't give off a vibe of a man who's checking the health rating as they get.
No, I really don't.
A 1-star hygiene rating, isn't that like they're literally cooking?
Couldn't give a fuck.
Rats.
Doesn't matter.
That genuinely
I'll eat it.
means someone gave birth on the kitchen floor.
My favourite, what? No, not my favourite. Nicest guy. I'm not naming him because I don't want to give his business back. But zero he got, and I still carried on going because I like him. Do you know what I mean? Good lad.
I'll give him another shot. Plus, I lost half a stone when I got fucking squits last time.
But yeah, no, it's true though, that innit. The good ones don't have to put any effort in, and then you get this other one, and like these different ones. We're on Just Eat. We've got our own website. We've done the shop with some fucking cladding and all that, and you think, fuck off. You
Massive red flag is if the takeaway has got an Instagram account in it. Like if a takeaway's got its own Instagram account, that's a problem in it.
What do you think that's like a bit too much? Like
It's just like you don't need that.
To
It's
me,
chippy.
if it's got neon lights on the floor, do you like under the
I know what you mean. Yeah,
like it's blue?
they just
Shite.
Do you know what I don't like at a takeaway? When there's like an English bloke working there. I'm not even joking. I'm so like, when I get to a takeaway, I want it to be authentic takeaway. When it's just like someone's dad called Graham going, "You all right? What would you like?" I'm like, oh, I really don't feel like, even though that's bullshit,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's going to be
You don't see
authentic.
that often though in like an Indian restaurant, Graham in the back like that. All right, pal.
There's takeaways, occasionally takeaways. Smaller the town, the smaller it's like most
Yeah.
of it, more it's likely. When you're like, oh, I want to buy kebabs off a Turkish guy.
Yeah, I was in bloody another red flag. I was in Wimbledon earlier last year doing
Manford's.
some work. No, just doing some
Playing tennis.
yeah.
Do some work.
Checking
In the
out
men's
some
final.
recce and some takeaways, right? But I saw this one and it said, and these you see these more on holiday, specializes in Italian, Chinese, and Indian food, and you're like, no, you don't. That you don't specialize.
Can't be all three.
And bread
that's-
and
No
drinks.
one who makes a good lasagna also makes a good balti.
No, but that's exactly. But have you ever like got some like random from like my cousin got like a pizza from the Indian the other day.
Right,
It was,
yeah,
It
yeah.
was half decent. I'm like, I just wouldn't. You know
Pizza's
what I mean?
not that hard, though, is it?
Yeah, but you would. There's that many.
No, I know what you mean.
Places now. You just wouldn't.
21 minutes this section, and it was mainly takeaway.
Yeah.
That is a lot of takeaway
What's-
chat. Look, Chris
and
is
we-
like, "Okay, I'm only getting going. Just starting.
And we've not even what's in that polystyrene thing.
Oh, that's from
chips
the
and gravy from the cafe here.
All right. What's that like?
thank fuck it's closed. Or this would be the first podcast that was done remotely as Chris wanders off with his microphone.
You're quite vocal about the fact you don't really like comedy, aren't you? Like you're not into stand-up.
No.
For a stand-up comedian, you probably watch the least amount of
Yeah,
stand-up.
I don't watch it. Don't. Right, I like funny people, me. I like funny people, but most of the funny people I know aren't comedians. They're just like me mates. Do you know what I mean? I don't really watch any of them American ones. Like when people are on about them, I just don't have a clue they're talking. Like I was looking on the wall there. I don't even fucking recognise half these people.
Who don't you recognise?
Is that Lenny Bruce? Is he a comedian, Lenny Bruce?
He was a comedian, Lenny Bruce, yeah.
He's still going, doing really well.
Got Kevin Webster
He
on the wall.
smashes it.
Kevin
Signed
Webster,
Kevin
Michael
Webster
Lavelle,
picture.
I know who that is. Yeah.
Him.
But no, like I've not like Bill Burr and stuff like that. I actually watched one of that guy, that Tom Segura once.
Yeah.
He's funny. I like him. Good lad.
Tom's made it.
Yeah.
Segura's finally made it. Washy
Yeah.
knows, kind of
Bernard
knows who
Manning.
he is.
Now we're talking. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like that. No, I don't know. I just don't like it really. I don't really.
What
It's
is
not
it?
for me.
Have you never liked it? Why did you get into it then? Or have you gone
I
off
just
it through
like.
doing it?
I just like having a laugh, me. I like real life funny. I like
But what made you get? I know this is the question we never ask, but as you've just gone, you don't like stand up. How did you end up in stand up?
Because I like Peter Kay. I like Peter Kay and I like Kevin. I like funny, like. I suppose I did like it. Do you know what I mean? I did like Peter Kay and Manford and Kevin Bridges, who are still all. I would I would watch it. Do you know what I mean? But I think with you guys and like quite a few other people, like mates and stuff, you kind of. It's almost like you kind of graduate onto different stuff. Do you know what I mean? And you go, oh well, like obviously you understand. You know, no one's going to sit here and go Peter Kay is shit because he's awesome.
But your taste
develops. But once you start doing it, I think a lot of people then go, oh, so I've really got into this
you literally can't name anyone.
That's what I mean.
Washi can't name a more advanced comic because he doesn't give a shit. You know, like comics will develop the taste and get into. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know him. Like Acaster or Stuart Lee or Kitson.
Yeah, Kitson. I've never watched Kitson and all that. I've never watched. It's just, I don't know. It sounds a bit. Probably it makes me sound like a bit of a knobhead, but I just don't really. I don't really like it. I like sitcoms and stuff. I watch them; they make me laugh.
Has this pandemic been bad for you, Chris? Because you've
got
to do less comedy.
I've got a dartboard at home. It's fucking spot on.
I've started a Patreon for me darts club.
No, but in all seriousness, I'm not saying I hate it. I just think it. But I watch my mates and stuff when I'm gigging, and I enjoy that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't watch it really. I'm just not a nerd about it.
See, like that's so far removed from what I'm like.
Yeah,
I'm so obsessed with it.
Do you? Who do you love? So what do you love? Because sometimes someone will show me something and I'll say that's fucking mint. Like I'm not anti-comedy. Do you know what I mean? Like Josh showed me this guy the other day, Josh Pugh, and he was called Rory Summit.
Rory Scovel.
Yeah,
American
he's good,
guy.
isn't he?
Yeah. Bit weird.
He was good, and then. See, I watched that Tom Segura. He was good. I don't know, man. It's like I read a
You
thing
literally
once.
sound like someone at a comedy club going, "Yeah, I just come down occasionally.
Yeah,
it's all right."
No, but I do like doing it though. Don't get me wrong. I like doing it. I've done I wrote 3 or 4 hours of stand up and stuff. I've done Edinburgh and I've done bits of it on the telly and stuff.
Do you think you're a bit pissed off with the circuit? We were just talking about it before. Have you got a bit pissed off with the circuit? Because when you've done Fringes, you got nominated for the Newcomer a few years ago. You've done full hour shows where some comics that have been going 8-9 years have done one maybe. You've done a few, and every time because we've been mates for a few years. Every time you're getting a show developed and developing it for the Fringe, that's the most into stand up you ever are.
Yeah. See, I like that. I like writing it and making it.
Are you just pissed off with the circuit?
Yeah, maybe. I don't write. That's the thing. Another thing is I don't write any of it down. Do you know what I mean? I just think of it and then do it, and then I've 4 notes in my phone, which is probably. Do you do that as well?
Exactly the same.
Yeah. So I'm not maybe a bit pissed. I don't like shit gigs, but I do like the circuit. Like I don't like some gigs where you turn up and you go, oh, they didn't expect there to be a children's party on while I'm trying to do comedy. It'd be good that they'll clear it dance floor for you, and we're going to pull out seats exactly all the way around the room, and you can shout down this fucking microphone what costs £2.
Yeah.
Nice one. Do you know what I mean? I hate that. But I'm not pissed off of it. I actually like doing it. If people have come out for a laugh and they sit and listen to you, I love that. And I never MC. I've been thinking about this the other day. I was comparing. I was thinking about how many times I've compared in 9 years since I started comedy. I think I've done it about 5 times.
Right.
That's mental, that, isn't it?
It's becoming less and less. I seen a couple of comedians talking about this on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Like,
Phil Chapman mentioned it.
Yeah, like the fees for MCing it is going down at like the small gigs. It's like £50 to MC and then £120 to open.
I just don't care. People always think that because I'm quite chatty and stuff that I would MC, and people I think often assume, and I just think like
it's just people who've got a fundamental misunderstanding of what MCing is, that though, isn't it? Because the chattiest comics and the most affable are not necessarily always the best comics.
I just like talking and then getting off me.
I think one thing that's really noticeable with comparing is when people try to do crowd work and they don't care about people.
Yeah.
One of the best compares I've ever seen is Mark Olver, who has been going since he started. I think he started with Russell Howard 20 odd years ago, and he's made a lot of his money from doing the warm-up for Deal or No Deal.
Yeah.
Because it's filmed in Bristol. He's a Bristol boy. And I think pound for pound, I know we mention a lot, like Paul's are great, but same with Danny, same with Paul Smith and with Mark. When they're chatting to someone and asking about it, you can tell they really like finding out about it.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of it, they are probably going to take the piss a bit. They're waiting for an in to take the piss, but they're genuinely interested in people and their lives and how they know so-and-so and what they do and how you ended up there, how big's your house. Like, I think Paul genuinely cares, and I think Mark Olver, I've watched him like have these conversations. He finds the funny eventually, but it's really interesting watching him learn about someone. If you don't love finding out about those things and you comparing, it looks really soulless.
I don't like it. That's why I don't do it.
You used to do it a bit though.
Everyone's done a little bit.
I've done it because it was
I've
an
done 5
easier way
times.
to make money. Because when you first coming through, up until recently, which is sort of what I've just brought up, the compere was paid the same as the headliner, but you did not have to be as experienced. So I took a lot of comparing because I was like, I'd rather get 200 to MC than 80 to do the middle.
Yeah.
And it got me more work, but I've never really enjoyed it. And from an arrogant, selfish point of view, it's because it's not really about me. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well,
I want to
It's functional.
I want to do me stuff. I want to say what I think. And I think I'm good at dealing with a crowd, but I'm not good at comparing crowd work.
Yeah,
I'm good at it. I can do it, but I'm not like I'm good reactive, but I'm not good proactive. Or as good as I'd like to
and
be.
if the circuit is going that way, where compares are going to get paid less and less, there'll be young lads coming up and female acts. That's not like just lads, but there'll be acts coming through, and they'll just go, "Well, fuck off! It's 50 quid to compare. I'm just going to apply to the sets every time." It's going to really devalue the comparing, where it used to be the other way. On a weekend night, like jonglers used to pay the compare more.
Yeah.
It used to be 270 to compare and 220 to close.
I'd just get crippling anxiety if there's like a group of fucking piss people and then you've actually got to actively like jump in the middle of them and pretend you give a fuck
Take
about
one
what
for
they
the
do.
team. When they walk in and an act gets there late or has been doubling and says to the compare, "How have they been?" And there is almost like a responsibility, like on the compare, like, "Have you shepherded this night properly?" I don't want to fucking shepherd the night. I want to do my bits.
Yeah.
Sorry to make it about. I see. It's weird that I've come on this thing and I'm not into comedy, and then we've just talked about it probably more than you have with any other guest. I don't know.
No, we talk about stand-up all the time.
Right, but that's where
we've never talked about takeaways as much as we talked about. You're the absolute goat of takeaway chat, mate.
I like comedy. I like
You're backtracking.
I like thinking about it.
I like the Chinese. I just want to, I want to apologise before this goes out.
But I read some actually once. I read. I didn't read it. I listened to it. Peter Crouch's book, Dead Funny, and he talks about what's his name at Spurs, Asuakoto. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, have you ever heard this story about him?
Asuakoto, is he a right back or
left
something?
back?
Yeah.
Left back.
Benoit
He was basically saying like he
It wasn't from Wigan, was it? Benoit Asuakoto.
He didn't know any footballers, and then he said, I don't mean that on like a personal level, like he didn't knock about with any of them. He said, we'd be like, oh, we're playing such a body, and he'd mention like, I don't know, Robert Perez. He's like, never heard of him. Do you know what I mean? Like, literally, he said he had no interest in football outside playing it. He liked playing it, and but he said in terms of like knowing it, he said you would be talking. He said he used to turn up at every day with a Costa coffee, a can of Coke, and a croissant every day to training, do his bit. And he said on his days off, he said he just go sightseeing around London and stuff. He said he just not into it. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy it, like did it for his job, but not really.
You don't know football as well. Benoit Asuakoto was on 40 grand a week. He wasn't shit. He was
Proper,
like a decent Premier League player.
Isn't Daniel Agger the same?
Daniel Agger is very similar to that. Yeah.
Just his job, innit?
Olaf Melberg was the same.
Yeah, just his
Played
job.
for Aston Villa and wasn't arsed about football. Didn't watch it.
I think
just wasn't into it.
When they've grown up with it though, when they've had it when they had to do it from such a young age, you must be fucking fed up of it. Some of them, do you know what I mean? So fed
You're
up.
the Benoit Asuakoto of Northwest comedy, mate. I'm sick of hearing it.
Niche reference that.
So many like things though, where it's like, I don't know, famous ones. Eddie Murphy, Raw. Never seen it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Is that? I'm just looking at that. Is that another one he's done?
No, that's the vinyl album of Delirious, which is the one before Raw, which he got in a lot of trouble for being homophobic.
I've seen Nutty Professor. That was all right.
Yeah, you know your industry, don't you, kid? But you want to do more acting, don't you?
I'd like to in the future. Yeah, maybe do bits and pieces. I like writing.
I hope you make it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I want to come along for just one of those Hollywood parties when you're shouting at Michelle Pfeiffer about kebabs. It would be fucking beautiful. Michelle, come here, love. You don't put the naan separate from the...
Mr. Washington, this is your first lead. What would you like in your dressing room? Do you want beers? Do you want... I just want a steak bake, please, love. And
I like my fries straight, not fucking curly.
I want a Sky TV box with Coronation Street last week recorded on it.
Yeah.
That's the dream, basically. Yeah, that's it. Like, get me to Hollywood and then get me some proper grub in my green room. Bob on. But yeah, no, I'd like to do stuff like that. I like writing. I write a lot of scripts and stuff. I write like I'm working on loads of stuff like that. So that's what I want to do comedy for, to write stuff more.
Yeah. Do you find yourself when you're in meetings with like industry people? Because you've not done it on this podcast, but when I'm on the phone to you and I speak to you every couple of weeks, try until Babbers came along and we speak a bit less. But you swear per sentence more than anyone I know. And you've done really well on the podcast. Honestly, when Washy's on the phone, he's like, he can say fucking in a short sentence. You know, like it's a fucking, you know what I mean? The fucking thing it's a fucking joke. Yeah. And you're like, so to give yourself thinking time, you say fucking. You know, some people say, you know what I mean? You'll go fucking that thing, innit?
You just fucking as a comma.
I don't even notice I do that. But that's just me. I probably don't even do that like on stage or anything. Do you know what I mean? I just fucking.
It's exactly that. You use fucking as thinking time. Have you ever found yourself in like an industry thing where they're like, we really like your script and it's so interesting hearing about the working class, northern. Do you find yourself just being yourself, or is there moments where you feel like a proper Wigan lad?
No, it's I don't know. Like I can talk about swearing because go and see me nan a lot and I can't swear. Do you know what I mean? Can't be effing and jeffing at me nan.
in front of your nan?
No, I wouldn't swear in front of me nan. What a bloody hell.
Why? I've never understood the swearing.
I've never sworn in front of my mum, not once.
Yeah, I agree. Never. Me and my mum will have a laugh swearing and stuff, but me nan, I wouldn't swear in front of me nan.
No, I didn't.
Unless I was saying, why you would just chuck one in, F-bomb.
If my nan was still alive, I'd be like, get that kettle on, you couldn't.
Oh, come on.
Talking about...
Mate, my nana once called my dad a dickhead in like... because she was getting so wound up. And me and my sister still reference it about 12 years later. Because it was like, oh, shit! It was like a real drop the mic moment where my nana got so wound up, she used the swear word dickhead because she was trying to be racy. I still remember it as like, oh my God, that was so edgy. She never swore. We never swore in front of her.
I got told off for swearing as a kid. So, and my nan died before I was an adult, so I never got the chance to swear in front of her, really.
You never got the chance to call your nana a cunt? This one's for you, you old cunt!
That sounds like it could have been the end of an Edinburgh show, that, didn't it? I never got the fucking chance to swear in front of her. Just get her up on a projector and just go...
This year's love it on a CD. Then last.
My granddad used to swear about the footy. Yeah. Because, like, it was... before he sort of melted away with dementia, like, he... what?
That's the advert, isn't it?
Oh, that made my heart sad. That was... I don't know if you did that on purpose, but that was beautifully put together and massively tragic.
He used to talk, like, we're talking like the Torres area of Liverpool.
Yeah.
And he'd always say the same thing. He'd always say, there's no fucking wingers. He'd be getting 50 goals a season if we had one fucking winger. That counts. He's a workhorse, but he's not a fucking winger.
Yeah. It's funny. Like, I mean, maybe you've got a different relationship, but there is like an age thing where I have to check if I'm swearing in front of them.
Oh.
So it's the age range, isn't it? You shouldn't really swear in front of young kids, and you shouldn't really swear in front of old people.
I'm going to give my kids license to swear whenever they want. If your
I know,
teacher's
you
being a
keep
dickhead,
saying
call
this.
the teacher a
You
dickhead.
keep
Oh,
saying
you can't.
this.
Honestly, I think you'll think differently. But listen to this. So my mate is bad for. He's such a polite, lovely lad, right? But he's swearing sometimes. He just doesn't know when he's like. I'll do it comfortably on the phone to you, but
it's a safe place.
I've got a filter. Like I know when I'm in McDonald's and I'm sat next to the kids having a party, I'm not going to be fucking swearing. Do you know what I mean?
I think everyone who's not a psycho. We walked past this two homeless people in Chester. One was going, fucking, and the homeless guy who was talking to him clocked Etta and went, lad, don't swear.
Yeah, exactly.
So people do have a range of like these are surely they've got more important things on their plate. But he clocked a small child and went, "Hey mate, you're swearing too much." These are homeless guys.
Yeah.
So people do have the filter.
My mate struggles with it, and also it just comes and it's so funny to see him. And the other day, he picked me up on the front of my house, right, and he was. He was driving off, and there's a bloke who lives 3 doors down from me, and he's quite grumpy, this fella, but he's just like a fucking grumpy old bloke. There's not much harm in him. And my mate like pulls off my front, and he must have been going 6 miles an hour because he's pulled off the front, and he's got to the front of this guy's house, which is 3 doors away. When he's only driving like a BMW 1 Series, he doesn't drive fast. And then this bloke like starts waving his hand at him as he's crossing the road, and my mate thinks like there's something up with his car. He goes, "What's up, pal?" To this old man, this grumpy old man, he goes, "Slow down." And my mate just looked at him, and he's really polite. He usually just went, "Wasn't fucking speeding, you dickhead," and drove off. Just straight away. And I thought, he didn't even think before it left his lips. Do you know what I mean? He just went, "Slow down." He just went, "Wasn't fucking speeding, you dickhead," and drove off. And I was like, oh, God. And you just called my neighbour a fucking dickhead. And he's about 100.
Yeah, but he was being a dickhead, wasn't he?
I know, but like, you just allow a bit of grumpiness, don't you? Just go,
I've got no
all
time
right.
for that. If someone's being a dickhead, I will call them a dickhead, especially in public.
I know a really old man who lives like a few doors down from you.
Yeah. If he was being a dickhead.
Yeah, old guys can be proper dickheads though. But you do...
I just give them the benefit of the doubt a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they've got to that age, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's basically when people are like, how old do you want to live to? You want to live to the age where everyone goes, oh, I know they were just horrible and a bit racist, but they're dead old. Oh, they were really like, they were just an arsehole to an animal. It doesn't matter. They're old. Like, that's the level of like living you want to get to, where you get a pass for being a cunt, basically.
I've seen Carl completely lose it with people because you're very similar to me in that regard. If someone's polite to me or to you, you're dead polite to them. Yeah. And the second they're not, it's 0 to 100. And I remember being outside the Royal Hospital. Do you remember this?
Vaguely.
There was like a woman smoking, right? Right outside the hospital.
So depressing.
And I can't remember what you done. I think maybe like you sort of tripped and went near it or something. And she went, "Watch what you're doing." And you went, "Shut the fuck up, you stupid old cunt."
Sounds right.
And I went,
it's about one.
And I went, what? You can't just call someone a stupid old cunt. And he was like, well, she was being a stupid old cunt. And genuinely, from that moment on, I lived my life by that mantra.
Yeah.
To me, like, politeness, thanks yous and please is so important.
But if you cross you,
get
crossed.
You know
it's
what?
so easy just to say, nice one. Do you have someone like you get it, in the car when you wave and you go past, or, oh, nice one, mate, thank you. It's dead easy, and people who don't do it, I'm like, you just being a cunt.
Yeah, I agree. You know what, mate? I'm probably agree with you on that.
Nah, you've been in one of.
I've done a bit of a U-turn. Well, it's only because he lived a few doors down from me. If he lived a bit further down, I'd be like, yeah, you were spot on then. But, come on. But if someone, I suppose just being a knob does need calling out sometimes, doesn't it? Especially bad manners and like not saying please and thank you and all that, and just being rude. That's just not on, is it?
It's so easy, just go, nice one.
Yeah, and I think that's like it's like the first thing you learn in it, please and thank you in terms of talking to people.
I also think just calling someone a pillock as well, using those swear words that aren't like on the face of it dead offensive. I just think that's also, I kind of like that.
Absolute wally. That doesn't.
Yeah, you're a wally.
You're not gonna
a wally.
Yeah, you say that to your mate when
calling someone a wally, are you? Do you know what I mean?
You say that to your mate when he's done something daft on a night out, don't you? Like, you've lost your phone, oh, you wally.
Yeah.
But you don't say, if someone's Someone's not being a wally, are they? No one's ever being a wally.
I know, but
They're
if
being
it's
a
about
cunt.
to kick off and someone hard, basically in that situation could fucking lay into someone and goes, "You're being an absolute pillock." There's something almost like, I kind of like the control of it, where you could have started effing and jeffing and calling people cunts, but you just called someone a Joey instead.
Top shelf immediately. What's the point calling someone a prick when you can call them a cunt?
You're going up the gate. You're going straight to fifth, aren't you?
Yeah.
So there's nowhere else to go. There's just saying cunt more, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just like a cunt machine gun.
Yeah.
This one's not getting monetized, is it? Cunt.
Cunt machine gun.
This advert's for takeaways. Should we have an ad?
Yeah, let's have an advert.
What's that Australian Just Eat?
Menu log.
Somebody
somebody
say
say
menu log.
Menu log.
What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety, it can help you sleep, it can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're going to get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk.
All right, we are back.
You got a podcast, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he hates it.
No.
I hate podcasting.
No, I did it at end of season 1. It was being produced. So you guys like do all this in-house, don't you? And I had someone else. I was doing it for Radio X, and just made everything a bit weird because with the global pandemic.
I've heard of it.
Yep.
Did they have it in Goulburn?
I said set the alarm off when the podcast is mentioned. No, basically, it's a podcast. It's called Jobs Are Good 'Un. I actually love doing it, but I've just kind of, it's a bit like talking to comics about jobs they did before comedy. And I've crossed 2 stories here. When the pandemic came, Global had to fucking, I don't know, they were hemorrhaging money or something, and I was going to London every week, and that I kind of had to stop. And then I didn't really like doing it remotely, so I didn't do it. So then it kind of was on a hiatus. Is that the right word?
I've never felt so lucky to have all the equipment sat in my spare room when that fucking when that hit. And you just needed to buy one bit of kit, and then you were set up because you also had stuff. It was like, oh, and then you go on Amazon, you'd be like, "Can I have a podcast recording equipment?" And Amazon was like, "Dickhead." No.
Was all the stuff just unavailable?
Oh, it was just sold out instantly because everyone shat it and went, we're gonna do something from home. So it happened to everyone, didn't it? Yeah. Are you going back because it was talking to comics about jobs they used to do? I'd have loved to do it, mate. If that comes back, I want to do it.
It will come back in some form. I just need to. It's kind of out of my hands. I can't just say I'm gonna go back in fucking Global Studios.
And did you go down to London to do it?
Yeah. Jesus
Christ. That's a trek to do a pod, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just one episode at a time?
No, I'd do 2 or 3 in a day.
Okay.
But it was just because that's where it was all done in the radio studios where bloody Radio X's and Capital and that. So it was pretty good, actually. It was good for having the stuff because, as you probably know, I'm fucking useless at technology. So I wasn't really the best at doing, making it. Well, that isn't the reason, but all that kind of. I did a few from home, and then I had to just send everything off, and it just
it's hard work, isn't it?
But yeah, no, it will be coming back, or a podcast or something. But yeah, I'm just just constant, just other things, isn't there at the minute? But I like podcasts.
He's trying to be positive. I'm very pro podcast.
I'm really looking forward to getting back in the game.
Talking about trades, Barry Small, actual name, says, now then, campers, you get a job at a zoo and end up having to work in the breeding program. Can't choose. That's the bit of the zoo you're working in. Obviously, as we all know, certain animals are quite shy about reproducing. Which female animal are you dressing up as to collect their male spaff? Thanks, Barry. To be used in the zoo's artificial insemination program. Think of Homer Simpson when he got mounted by a panda. Keep up the sterling work, Baz.
So, I've got to dress up as a female animal and get bummed?
I honestly think that might be a sackable offence. You don't have to collect the semen in your bum. I think that's a faux pas.
So what do you have to do then?
You just have to collect the semen.
How?
Well, just get your hand and a little baggie. I don't know, a pipette.
So I wank off an animal into a carrier bag?
Yeah, it's nearly as bad, isn't it? But that's still...
Can I just get bummed?
And have you got to be dressed as an animal?
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not doing a hand job into a fucking jiffy bag.
So I've got to wank an animal off? Wow.
You've got to... Let's say there's a little device that's attached to your costume that's like a... What do they call it?
What?
What's the fleshlight?
Do you know
the fleshlight?
They do it with horses, don't they? With stallions.
So you just have that attached to where the... Yeah.
Hyena.
Hyena.
They
are such a weird, evil animal.
Exactly.
You want to dress as a female hyena.
Yeah.
Dangerous as well.
Yeah.
If your head falls off, that hyena's going to be fuming.
Are you Googling hyena for me?
I am, just to, so you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I think you've got it all wrong there. I would go something like an elephant or a hippo, because you wouldn't actually have to use your own body as the costume. You could use a shell of something, so you could use a golf buggy and put the costume onto a golf buggy of an elephant or a hippo or a rhino. And then if you imagine, you could just drive it.
Right.
And then when you're getting stabbed with the penis, it's not you physically. You just sat,
it's just the exhaust.
You sat in the golf cart.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you just reverse it onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there'd be like say if there was 2 seats in the golf buggy, you could use the other seat for all that going on it, and you could just be sat there in the main seat.
And all the jizz goes in the footwell. Nice.
Well, and then you've collected it.
How is the lady elephant getting made? Is it like a paper mache thing around the golf buggy?
Probably rubber in it, like a big rubber thing, or paper mache. It'd be
Have you been watching Ace Ventura?
Do you know when you ask a stupid question on a thing and then someone comes up with like a really good pragmatic answer to it? No, I think I'd get a synthetic elephant body and have it in a golf buggy and just drive it round the elephant enclosure, in a slightly flirty fashion.
And I'd wank off a hyena.
Yeah.
Adam's in with a pack of hyenas. Fucking awful.
What would you go for?
I'd want to fuck a monkey.
Yeah. But apart
That wasn't the question.
Hey, fucking reps. 160 hours of podcasting. Fucking lightning. No, I don't know. Like, orangutans don't look too... I think orangutans just give up... I'm not sure how an orangutan even has bread ever, because they're just massive, fat, ginger apes, aren't they?
And they never seen an orangutan having sex?
Have you never seen me before?
Have you never seen an orangutan having sex?
No.
Oh my God.
Have
What?
you?
Yeah.
When?
It's ferocious.
No, it's not. You're just talking nonsense. Finn, don't pull up a video of an orangutan.
Don't put it on the
He's just
screen.
talking absolute bullshit. Plus, we're not putting in a video of orangutans fucking. So Finn was like, oh yeah, I'll find one. Don't, because he's just talking shit.
Find one.
Can I?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Can I put one
I
in
think
now?
that could be illegal.
Do you know, like, it's... what could be illegal?
Searching animal? Oh no, because it's animals having sex with
Do you know what I
animals.
mean? Like, if you had to get the semen of an orangutan, they just sort of give off that vibe of like, oh,
it,
come
just
on
take it.
now. Touch it if you like, boy. I ain't moving.
Where are they from?
I'm all up in the enclosure.
Do they have them in noses?
Where's this orangutan from?
Louisiana. Oh, Lord, it's hot in the orangutan enclosure. Oh, come in. Oh, you big ginger hairy bastard. Oh, you look good. Oh, so you look good. Are you wearing glasses? God damn. And just like, they just look like they just let you wank them off.
Orangutans just look like they'd let you wank them off.
Do you know what an orangutan is? It's the big fat old dude.
Yeah, the big orange one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
on
King
Peter.
Louis from the Jungle Book.
Yeah. That's on Peter, that.
I'm the king and a swinger. Oh, jungle VIP.
Which are the ones that have the arse out?
Baboon.
Baboon, yeah.
Oh, no, don't fuck with baboons.
What do they have them ones at Knowsley Safari Park? Them ones what you've just said, orangutans.
They have them in Chester Zoo.
They have them at Chester Zoo, yeah.
All right.
I think they do have them in Nosiness Safari Park as well.
What's the ones that jump on your car? They're just
the
monkeys.
little bastard ones.
Has anyone been to that? Have you been?
You have to have a car that you want to get rid of, don't you?
I don't understand why people go through it and then they go, oh, look what's happened to my car. And I go, that's literally every fucking car that's ever been through there.
You've drove through the safari.
Yeah. And someone says, oh, okay, they've pulled me windscreen. It's like they do it to every fucking... Someone said there's a stall there what sells fucking parts for your car what have been ripped off.
There's a gift shop selling carburetors and windscreen wipers.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh,
but
they'd make an absolute killing if it's not true.
No.
What type of monkeys are they that rip your car apart on a safari?
Bonobo or something like that, are they?
Bonobo monkey.
Bonobo monkey.
That's a very lucrative idea, though, isn't it? Selling them parts there.
Yeah.
Or don't have a wing mirror. That's almost as good as the bloody...
How fucking schemy would that be of Knowsley Safari Park to have a Halfords just at the end of it? We got pictures. These are lovely for the kids. We got some fucking giraffes here. And then, new wheels and tyres. Fucking hell. Do your track and balancing on the way out. That's done by a bonobo monkey.
Do you know, when I was little, my nan was like dead tight with money. I don't know why. And it was like...
Not much of it.
What was it? It was something like 2 adults, 1 child goes free in Safari Park or something. So me and my mate Martin, me and mate Martin went, and Martin got in the boot on the way in.
That's the most dangerous transfer from boot to back seat in the history, innit? Like, right, Nan's really got to time that well, hasn't she?
She waited for the line enclosure as well to do the switch.
Fuck off.
Obviously not. She just pushed the seat.
He got in the boot to avoid paying.
My nan, obviously, we weren't paying. We were like kids.
Your nan told him to get in the boot?
It was organised that Martin got in the boot, yeah.
That's so
smuggled
funny.
him into Knowsley Safari Park.
Like, it was probably like a 5 or something, but yeah, I remember that. It's fucking hilarious.
Do you...
That's a step up from saying your kid's 6 and not 7 in the swimming pool, isn't it?
Yeah. You're out now. The zebras, you can get out now. Quickly.
Did he get out of the car and get in, or did he come through the seat?
He pushed the seat down.
Yeah,
and
that's
crawled in.
it.
Oh, that's the sense.
Smart. It was an escort, old white escort it was.
That's so funny.
There's a weird thing when you go to like the safari parks where, like, you see, we went to one near Bristol. Is it like, I think it's been on TV. Is it Longleat Safari? It's like, anyway, it's quite a well-known one. And then you see a tiger, which is one of the most majestic, beautiful creatures in nature. And
I'd wank one of them off.
And it's looking at you, and then you're like, oh, it's beautiful, that tiger. And then you're like, oh, I wish the tigers attack cars. Because, like, I know you're just, like, driving around, you're like, oh, it's a tiger. And then you look at it for a bit, and you're like, it's just sat there, innit? It's just almost want the tiger to be like, right, this is what's happening.
Why didn't you drive at it and have a game of chain?
You should have drove with the tiger. Open your door,
tiger.
I've never been to one safari. I've actually been on a trip, but I was sat on a bus driving around it.
What?
In Australia.
Right.
But I've never been to like the English one.
Open top safari?
No, it was just a bus, I think.
I
can't remember.
Chris, when did you... Oh, right, okay. I felt like you dreamt that then.
No, I've definitely
I did. I saw dinosaurs. And there was this mad scientist and he'd made dinosaurs out of, like, there was a mosquito.
Phil Wang was sat behind me on bus, I'll tell you. Remember him?
It still sounds like a dream.
He was.
Oh, God. Yeah. Shall we do some... This has been a fucking ridiculous one. Shall we do some other words?
Yes.
Should we do some other words? Oh, yeah. Got one from a... You can't hear this, but it's fucking banging.
Why do you not wear headphones?
I didn't like it. Fucking panic attack.
Just makes me hot.
You do get hot, like...
So, how do you listen? Do you like the little ones?
No, they just look shit, don't they?
I just mean like, how do you listen to music on like the train? All right.
Adam is, to be fair, quite a minimalist podcaster. Doesn't like headphones. He's dying for these lights to be turned off. There'll be a point where we're just sat in a fucking Soho theatre bar going, you all right? Fucking microphones are a bit try-hard. Have you heard about Have a Word? They just go and sit and have a pint.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that's just... Have a pint. Do you want a beer?
Copyright.
You want a beer? Hey lads, this is from Kat. Absolutely frothing on the podcast. I listen to you boys on my balcony with a bottle of wine and my headphones on. My neighbours probably think I've lost the plot because I sit there just cackling with my smoker's wheeze. Kat, you sound sexy. I'd like you to please have a word with my best friend Jade. She's a great girl and one of my best friends, but she's a massive interrupter. I'll be trying to tell a story and she will butt in barely halfway through and go on a massive...
Who's this?
I'm getting a chippy.
Hey!
Might get a chippy tonight.
Two professional comedians doing the same joke at the same time.
It's the most important thing about comedy, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I will be trying to tell us what the two comedians do the punchline at the same time.
Timing.
I will be...
Timing.
I will... Farmers. I will be trying to... Because of farmers. I will be trying to tell a story and she will butt in barely halfway through and go on a massive tangent that has nothing to do with what she was saying. She's incredibly intelligent and I'm sure she has a million thoughts in her head just waiting to escape, but when she really kicks off, it's like cerebral diarrhea. I love her too much to tell her to shut up, so I was hoping you lads could have a word with her. Cheers, Cat. The old interrupter.
I don't think Chris heard the end of that because he was inspecting the cushion.
I just realised it said have a word on it, but I just had it there all the way through.
Little security thing.
Yeah. I heard the end of it. I know it. Do you want to know what I think about it? What?
No. Sorry.
Why is Dan shaking his head at me? I don't know what's going on. I thought it's your fucking... I've never listened to this podcast before. I thought...
We haven't invited you to just come and watch us do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I thought you just started off and I just kind of chipped in.
I know.
You're like fucking Badil and Skinner and I'm just fucking here for the...
There has been a few moments where I've asked you a question and you're giving off a vibe of a man who wants to go, mind your own fucking business.
What's the
fucking nosy?
All right, well, hang on. Your listener has sent in a question to you, and then you just looked at me, and I thought, well, fucking your podcast. You fucking sort it out. And then you're looking at me like, are you going to sort this out? It's like, yeah. When you put me on the fucking wage bill, I will, lads, yeah. Jesus Christ.
He's already hit.
Jesus. Right, okay, so.
Sort of life out.
So what I would say is, it's obviously not your best friend, is it? Because if it was Carl and he kept saying, you'd just fucking tell him instantly, wouldn't you? You'd be like, mate, do you realise you do that every time? But I think with everything, you have to approach it by taking the piss at first, don't you? I mean, like, and gone, oh, here we go, we've completely gone off on one. And yep, now we're talking about your thing. You know what I mean? Do it in a joking way and like, and then, but if they're your best friend, ultimately...
Men are better at dealing with shit like that than women, though. I know it's a generalisation. But in general, like if a man has got a problem with his mate, he'll go, stop being a dickhead. Whereas what women tend to do is just store it and then decide they hate that woman but remain friends with them.
I don't know why she doesn't get it. And you're like, why don't you
tell her?
Yeah. About the interrupting thing, me and Adam are up to now 170, 100 and whatever episodes. And it's this weird thing where we're both trying to be funny. We're trying to hold conversations. And there's a point where you have to judge when you're joining in, when you're not interrupting. You have to sometimes wait for them to finish their bit so you can say your bit. You also have to respond to what Adam's saying. It is a really difficult thing that sometimes we get wrong. Like, I interrupt Adam. I've had someone message me going, oh, you were interrupting each other too much or interrupting the guests. You're like, this isn't like a conversation. There's nearly 35,000 people watching and listening. So
but there are podcasts that are like that, where it's you talk, then I'll talk, you talk, then I'll talk.
Yeah.
This isn't an interview show. That's what some people don't understand. And it happens a couple of times.
Chris definitely is not into it.
It's a skill though. No, it's a skill though, isn't it? In terms of working in a thing like knowing when is the right time to talk and listen. It is a skill what you pick up by work. You know, I mean, it's a life skill as well, I suppose, in terms of conversation, like knowing when it's your turn to talk and contributing. Because some people can be the opposite and come across as they don't like getting involved in conversations, but they just don't have the confidence to jump in, really, I suppose, do they? And it's a bit of a weird one, but...
And that's it. There's nothing wrong with going, sorry, I interrupted you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're just getting giddy about the chat, aren't you? So you can go, sorry guys, I was getting a bit.
It happens on this when we get a new listener. When like we have like a guest on who brings us a couple of new viewers or whatever. and they're essentially watching it for the interview with the guest. Like when we had Paddy and Jamie on recently, and one of their fans will watch it and they'll go, "You were interrupting the guest." It's like, it's not an interview. We're trying to be funny a lot of the time on this, and comedy is about timing. And if you let a joke go for a minute, it's not funny anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to get it in when it is, and that means occasionally we stand on the guest stands on us, and blah, blah.
But in conversation, when someone doesn't get it, like,
mate,
Laura's great. If I ever do it to her, she's like, "Haven't finished."
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah," because
my least favorite treat.
If you get giddy and you want to tell someone something, but there's
got his
still
hand
nothing wrong with going.
That's a good way of getting involved as well.
Yeah, especially with them big fucking slapping hands.
Tell you what makes it dead hard as well. I did my podcast on fucking Zoom with bad internet. Where have you ever watched it on the news when someone's going like, "Oh, we've got John at Westminster," and then they keep interrupting each other. That's impossible to do. Have a conversation.
We are never having a guest via Zoom.
Yeah, it's impossible.
No way.
Yeah,
doesn't work.
Have you got a big dick?
No.
It looks like he does have.
Yeah, no.
It's your fingers.
All in proportion with the rest of me.
You got big hands though.
Big hands.
That's what made me think.
Could you post loads of letters at once with them?
Yeah, I was good at posting letters. Postman for 10 years. If anyone interested, never stole anything. Never.
Not one single item.
Nothing. I think you were.
Are we brushing past the fact that Adam just mid podcast went, "Have you got a big dick?" And everyone, "Not really. I was a postman though." And Adam just stayed there looking at it going, I could see Adam's thinking, "Yeah, it's got a big dick." Fucking hands like that.
The answer. Just the rest of me, just the same. Just the average size for the size that I am. I always say.
Right, but you're a big lad.
Yeah, but it's not like
sounded so
it's
calm.
smaller than all my friends.
Okay.
All of them?
Well, maybe not all of them, but most of them. I don't know anyway.
But you were a postman?
What?
You were a postman?
I was a postman.
Never robbed anything?
Never robbed anything.
Why?
Because it's like, it's just like, why would you? Like, it's just like, what? I know it sounds thingy, but it's like, if you're a thief, you're probably in the wrong job as a postman because it's so tempting. Do you know what I mean? Because you're literally handling people's shit every day and thousands of items.
It's the opposite of being a thief, isn't
Yeah,
it?
you can just work for Hermes.
Yeah. But no.
Steal.
Well, that seems to be a question what gets asked straight away. Have you ever stolen anything? Like, no. I've even seen like envelopes sort of like been cut open, like nearly open, and there's like money coming out of them, and I've just not even done it.
They've nearly been cut open.
No, but like envelopes where you've seen cash inside them and you've
Right.
not even done it.
Have you ever been bit by a dog?
Yeah, 3 fucking times, man. Once through a letterbox, once on the back of my leg, and once on someone's. I got bit on the day that fucking Man United beat Chelsea in the Champions League final. What year was that?
2008.
2008, yeah.
8 was it? Yeah. Got bit that day. Got bit by an Alsatian once. But then they always used to say it's your fault if you get bit by a dog. So that's what I didn't like about Royal Mail.
Was that actual company policy?
Yeah, like literally. So basically,
See how annoyed Chris got. He was like,
oh yeah. Well, no. Well, basically, this is how the hierarchy think about it at Royal Mail. Someone actually, after I left, got like a disciplinary for getting bit by a dog because you see, honestly, and if there's people who are on the post who listen to this they think that if they give you a briefing every day, because probably none of you guys have worked for a company like Royal Mail. Where
"How long
like
were you a postman?"
10 years.
10 years. You done your time.
Did I say that?
No. I genuinely wanted to know. Just get people listening.
10 years I did it. But basically, if they tell you once a week in your work time, listen, your team brief, basically, where they get you all together and they go, "Hi guys, just going to let you all know, don't get bit by a dog this week. Can you all sign this piece of paper to say that I've told you don't get bit by a dog?" And you go, "Yeah, nice one." And then they go, "I've been bit by a dog." And they go, "Oh, you signed that paper saying you weren't going to get bit by a fucking dog." Do you know what I mean? You're like, "Oh yeah, sorry." But that's genuinely what it's like. It's like, did you do the risk assessment, or did you know there was a? Do you know what I mean? There's so many like facts of like, well, you did. So then they'll try and trip you up on it, and they'll be like, "Oh, so you knew there was a dog at that house?" And you was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Did you put your finger through the letterbox?" I was like, "Well, no." I was like, "Well, obviously I might have done slightly to try and shove something through." Well, you shouldn't have done that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just all gets put back on you. It's all about people being...
Do you get a testimonial if you do 10 years at Royal Mail?
I got a type in. That's what I got. 10 years.
Roy Keane came down to do your post. Your post around with you. Where did you do your testimonial? At Mount Shirin. It was amazing.
No, 2008 to 2018 I did. It was all right.
My memory of you working...
No, 2007 to 2018.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up. A lot of people be like, Chris, that's not on your Wikipedia.
Yeah.
My memory of you is like towards the end of your... I don't know if you even want this in, but you were like fighting for rights as a postie, weren't you? Is this not allowed to be in?
Oh, I'm not bothered.
Because every time I spoke to you, you were starting like a fucking revolution in a Wigan post office.
Right, what happened was, I mean, there's no thing yet. So I had this this boss who, in my opinion, wasn't very... we didn't see eye to eye, and I don't think he saw eye to eye with anyone.
Chris, you need Carl to call him what you can't call him.
Yeah.
Stupid old cunt, yeah.
There you go.
These are other people's words. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? But
still a pro. Still a fucking pro. He signed a piece of paper.
One of these, he kind of, certain types of boss like to watch people squirm, and there's a lot of people who are in jobs like that who need the money to pay their mortgage, to live, to feed the children, and there's probably nothing more scary than having the oh fuck it, I'll just tell you properly about going around the houses. So basically what happened was I wasn't bothered about losing my job. 2017 I went to Edinburgh, I got the nomination, and then I got an agent, and then I started getting better money from comedy so I could quit my job. So then I decided that when I go back in work, I'm not going to be, you know what I mean, I'm just going to tell this guy, what's the worst thing that he can do to me is tell me I'm going to like get sacked, or he's going to give me some kind of work-related fucking grief, which I don't care because I'm going to leave anyway in January. It
sounds like Adam and some circuit gigs.
Yeah.
It's
after the
come back after the pandemic, and I couldn't give a fuck.
So I decided September I went back to work after Edinburgh. January I was going to leave because obviously I was sticking around for Christmas tips. Let's go. And then I had to. So January I knew I was going. So then he started having. Do you know what I mean? Trying to be like, and he just very unreasonable. I would describe him as, which is fair. And then we had this altercation where he decided to flex his managerial muscle and did something basically which was just wrong. He just couldn't do it. He gave me a serious warning or something, some kind of official warning towards losing my job, like a reprimand for something which I was totally not in the wrong for. And 300 odd people walked out over it. It was pretty good.
Oh
so
my
there was a
God.
big strike. It was in the Manchester Evening News. If you type in type in Wigan Wildcat strike or Wigan Wildcat postal strike 2017 maybe.
If there's a picture of you comes up, I'll be so... Can you just put images?
That's the one, top one, 200. That's what that was. So that if you go
Where
to
are
the
you?
top, I'm somewhere in the back of this picture.
Oh, bastard.
But if you go to the headline, what's it say? 230 postal workers stage wildcat strike in row over colleagues' disciplinary. That was me. I was colleague. So
after complaining about his heavy workload.
Yeah, so I just said that this basically you have a finish time in the job, and the work that they give me for that day was going to take me past that finish time, and I had stuff to be doing. Like I was probably gigging at night, and I was like, I can't. You've given me too much work for this thingy. How he would deal with most people was to
threaten them.
Well,
yeah, because you had options.
Yeah, and I was
you've
just
got
like,
a newcomer nomination.
Yeah, and I was just like, I'm not thinking. But then it wasn't me who incited everyone walking out. I told my mates what had happened to me, and then this one of my mates just went, right, we're going then, and we all going up front. And I was like,
oh mate, can you just show me that picture again? I would honestly, mentally, what I see there is just Washi coming down that picture on a horse going, freedom!
Oh mate, it
just looks.
It was great because I had to do like a speech to everyone after it, man, and thank them all for doing it. And everyone stood there.
Who's drinking?
Honestly, it was like the biggest gig in my life. Like,
and Slaven Bilic was there.
Oh,
that's amazing.
But I had to do this thing, and I was like, I didn't even know what to say. I stood on this fucking on this little wall with all the postmen there, just stood there in their Ivers jackets, and I was like, "You're a credit to yourselves. You're a credit to your families." And be like, "We'll fight this." And I'm like, I don't know. I've seen fucking.
So did the disciplinary get revoked? Taken back?
Don't think it ever got officially overturned, but the guy who is the boss there is not the boss there anymore.
Oh yes.
I don't know.
Viva la revolution.
Big stupid horrible cunt got fucking jibbed.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell. You caused a strike and you did
took
an
a
audition
while,
for a Ken Loach film.
But yeah,
amazing.
so yeah, it didn't. It was good. It was good, and it was very, very good. It got the ball rolling for a few things to get looked at properly. That's what I know.
And then you fucked off to be a comedian.
That was it, which I love.
What an amazing way to strike! I'm with you. I'm always with you. We can do this. Obviously, I'm quitting in 2 weeks. I'm getting paid work for Manford's.
That was it. That was basically it. Someone said I was doing this speech, and I was like saying, because the workplace was that big, I was like, and thanks to you, all of you, and all this. And then someone went, who we striking for? They didn't even know it was me. And they went, he's him. He's fucking leaving soon. I'd already handed me notice in. I was like, oh, fuck. I know I'm leaving, but, it's for you lot as well.
Oh,
but,
God.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Shall we call that a POD?
I'm
Adam
happy
Rowe.
to do that.
Been an absolute pleasure, Chris Washington. I don't know if you want anyone to find you. You're giving off the vibe of a man who doesn't want people to follow you, but where can we follow you?
No, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at ChrisWash_. That's me. That's not my email. That's my
ChrisWash_.
ChrisWash_. And if you live in a town and you've got a takeaway which you're loyal to, and you've been going there for years, get in touch with me about the details and just send me some information about it. And
he'll probably never go. He just wants to know.
No, I genuinely will go. I travel for this stuff. So any takeaway information.
I tell you what I'll do is I will before Monday's episode, I will take a picture of the Caspian in Chester, which is my favourite takeaway. I'll take a picture and join the thread, take a picture of your favourite takeaway and whack it up there, and we'll at Chris Washington, and he can have that as like takeaway wank fodder all day.
Yeah, and I will go, and I'll get back in touch with you when I've tried it.
The takeaway.
Particularly Chinese. I like Chinese curry sauce.
Look at him looking down the camera.
If there's like a proper...
Stop.
It has to be like orangey though.
Washy really speaks to the people, doesn't he?
Do you like an orangey one?
Yeah, that's what I like.
Black gravy as well.
But yeah. Oh, do you know a good one?
Yeah.
Which one?
The Ziyang Gang.
And orange, where it's like you open it and it's like it's hot. It's got like a kick to it.
How much
Some of them
peas?
yellowy coloured ones, they're just so bland, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just like having fucking yogurt on your tea.
Yeah, but yeah, get in touch. Thank you, ChrisWash_. Follow me on all them, and come and watch me do comedy sometime. And search me on iPlayer. I'm on there as well.
Adam Rowe and Friends is on sale at Hot Water Comedy Club. There's about 20 tickets left for that on the 17th and the 18th of May. hotwatercomedy.co.uk. And if you sign up to my mailing list, adamrowe.co.uk, I'm going to be announcing a tour for next year at some point. So do that. And there's merch at haveawordpod.com. New merch coming very soon. And you can get extra episodes of Have a Word the podcast at patreon.com/haveawordpod. It starts just £3 a month. And there's over 3,000 people there now. And they all love it. And they all stay. So why aren't you there?
Lockdown 3 has just been released. You want to watch it.
3.
Lockdown Locking 3. Yeah. Not
I
Locking 3.
thought you was dropping some news about the next lockdown.
Oh,
that's just been announced.
Don't do that to Adam. See ya. Bye, Felicia.
Hello, guys. Where's this going? At the end?
It's going at the end, yeah.
It's going to the very end?
Yeah.
Right. Hello, guys. You might have noticed that this week's episode was a little bit different than normal because obviously in the first half of the show, there's normally 2 sections with just me and Dan. And obviously in this episode, you will have only seen the one. There is a reason for that. There's also a reason that the episode has just been called over. But as you can see on the video, still about another 33 minutes to go. The footage was unusable because it was out of focus because Carl is a big, stupid, useless cunt.
No.
What? Not your
I
fault?
spot focused as usual. I did my usual shit.
Carl.
And then for whatever
but
reason,
Carl.
it's my job, yeah.
It is your job, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whose job is it? Let's just clarify some things. Whose job is it to make sure the camera's in focus? Whose job is it?
I'd say Finn.
Why would you say Finn?
Because I don't want to blame myself.
Right, but it is your job, isn't it?
It is my job, yeah.
It is your job. And was the camera in focus?
It wasn't, no.
So the thing that is
Do you
your
know bus
job to
driver crashes?
Yeah.
But something else hits the car and wasn't him.
Yeah.
It's his fault.
No one else went near the camera, though.
I saw Finn fiddling.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I fully blame Finn. I'm taking the blame.
Carl is fucked up.
I didn't.
He has.
No, something fucked up.
Something fucked up, and that
it was my no.
is
Here we
called
go. Here we go. Something fucked up, and it was my job to notice.
Right.
And for whatever reason,
Uh-huh.
I didn't notice. I didn't fuck up.
It was your job to notice.
And I didn't notice.
But it is your job to notice.
Yes.
So you didn't do your job.
Not for that section, no.
Right.
As you'll have seen, the other sections, beautifully edited.
Yeah. Okay. So you didn't do your job. And as a result...
I didn't do my job for about 5 seconds.
Right. But as a result of that 5 seconds...
We've got a blurry section.
It's 33 minutes of footage that you basically can't see. It's that blurry.
You can listen to it, though.
Yeah. So if you want to just leave it on and listen to it, you can do, because it was an interesting comedy chat between me and Dan. And if you want to just end the episode here and pretend it doesn't exist, you can do that as well. It's totally up to you.
What I thought was, it was getting it, like, we were mixing it up. It's a new format, isn't it? See the way this is different? This will get people talking.
It'll get people talking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm smart.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman.
You got some fucking questions for me?
I have. Oh, my neighbours had an absolute Benny
What's a Benny?
2 nights ago. The fucking level of boot off.
What's a Benny?
I'm kind of glad that we're doing it at this point in the pod. Like a kick-off, an argument.
Why is it called Benny, though?
When people have a Benny.
Benny McCarthy used to play for Blackburn.
Yeah,
That's obviously angry, man.
Oh, yeah. Awful. 23 caps for South Africa, 14 red cards.
Certificate.
That's true.
So he's had a Benny McCarthy. What's happened?
Oh, they've had a Benny McCarthy. This could cause shit. I'm not going to say anyone's name because this is a public episode, isn't it?
Is it John and Hilda?
They're all John. Yeah, John and Hilda. Next door. Young couple.
Are they?
Yeah,
Young
just got
Hilda?
old names. The other night, it absolutely booted off.
Good that, innit?
The daughter's got COVID. She's come back from uni and got COVID because she'd been doing what the fuck she wants, and then she's got the
Sucking
Rona.
dick.
Is that how you get it?
Yeah.
And me and Laura were like, what a fucking terrible time for someone in your household to get the Rona the day of. Hey, restrictions are easing. You can go to the shops again. You can go and see your friends again. You can go to a beer garden. Mom, Dad, I've got the fucking Rona. And they've got to isolate for 10 days. What a kick in the dick.
You don't have to, though. You could just, like, ignore it.
Right, okay.
And just go and spread it.
Yeah, but... Yeah, okay, yeah, you could. You could. But...
Don't know why people haven't been doing that.
But obviously, if you're not a fucking psycho... then you are going to isolate to a point, aren't you? At least till you've got a test. I just feel like what a stinking time to get someone in your house going, sorry.
It is great, though, innit? When the neighbours are arguing and you can hear it.
So they're not an arguey family. So if it happens all the time, like I have lived next to neighbours. I remember Lee Martin, my old agent, I used to stay at his house sometimes when I was, he just needed a place to stay. He was like, stay at mine. Quality. His neighbours were such fucking bellends every time he stayed. And it wasn't even like at night. It'd be in the morning at 10 a.m. They'd be having absolute murder. And you're like, this isn't fun. It's just horrible. It feels like you're living 2 meters and a wall from a hate crime. But when it's like your neighbours who don't argue loads, like me and Laura, we'd gone to bed separately and we've got kids, and it was still so entertaining that we weren't asked about it. I was like, oh my God, it's about to go down. And you could hear it. And then I could hear all the voices, doors going. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I've got to go and see Laura. And we just stood doing that thing of like, Oh shit!
What was he saying?
I couldn't make out, but just fucking.
Whenever I can
Losing
hear
it.
what they're arguing about, though, I always want to get involved and tell them who's right. Do
Right.
you know what I mean?
You want to sit in judgment on the
I
argument.
just want to be like, you're being a dickhead. He's reacting to you being a dickhead, but
Yeah, but once you've got up to the screaming stage and it's 10 to midnight on a fucking Tuesday, there's no neighbour can come in and go, guys, I've put the kettle on and I'll be your independent arbitrator. You know, like...
my dad called me the other night because him and my little brother were arguing. And he asked me to go round and judge you.
Oh, that's a poison fucking phone call, isn't it?
He was like, you want to come? My dad was hammered and so was Jack. He was like, you want to come round here? And I went, why? And he went, I can't tell you until you get here. But you need to come round now.
We need a referee.
But he was breathing heavy, so I thought he might be having like a heart attack or something. So I drove straight round. I only lived 2 roads away anyway. And they were both just hammered. There was water all over the floor because like what Jack had like stumbled and kicked the dog's bowl. And he was calling me dad a knobhead. My dad was calling him a knob and sort him out. I went, no, it's your problem. He's a little gobshite and you let him live in your house.
Family. But they all right afterwards? Are they all right after a Benny?
They're all right in like
They get on.
No,
but I mean, they get on with it and they're not like, leave my house forever.
he does do that. My dad will kick Jack out for a day and a half. And Jack will go and stay in 2 mates, then come back and go, Dad, I got nowhere to go, so I'm just come back here.
Do you know, it's kind of healthy though. I know ideally you don't get a phone call going, could you come round here and play judge and jury on a fucking pissed up argument? But I had an argument with my stepmom 4 years ago via Facebook Messenger and initially comments that then went to me sending her an email going, this is what's happened. Can I get a bit of clarity? I think you've been a bit out of order. I've probably been a bit out of order. She phoned me absolutely fuming and I haven't talked to her in 4.5 years. She hasn't met either of my children because it got that bad. And it's just like, that's less healthy than like, you're a fucking dickhead. Fuck off. And fuck off. See a day and a half. And then you're all right.
No, but he doesn't bring him back and like, oh, just forget about it and come in. It's like, right, well, fucking get upstairs and shut the fuck, and then they'll have another argument 3 days later. They're like a married couple, my dad and my little brother. A really toxic married couple where there's been infidelity
Yeah,
and domestic violence.
Because your brother's seeing other people, which is pretty healthy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Have you got bad neighbours? You got good neighbours?
No, my neighbours who I love, who've lived there since we have just told us they're moving out, and we're gutted
Oh,
because we don't know who's going to be moving in.
Yeah, could
bit of a roll of the dice,
And
isn't it?
it's the connection to it's like the semi-detached. It's the other part. So it's
If
like
you could pick any type of person to move in, though.
deaf and blind.
Deaf and blind.
Yeah, on his
Why?
own.
It's going to be fucking noisy every time he gets up to make a cup of tea and knocks everything over.
Right, is that what they do?
Yeah, you can't see where they're going. You
No,
can't hear
then
it either.
Just deaf.
Just
And
deaf.
dead small.
Well, I'd like to say that I disagree with this humour, personally.
I'll just apologise.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. You can't even hear it.
Non-dog owners, I'm throwing that out there. I know you all like dogs, but there's some sound dogs knocking about, and then there are some spanners who bark at 4 a.m. for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Are they still going?
I'd quite like a wealthy black businessman.
Go on. Right.
I don't see many of them around my man. So it'd just be a nice change.
You want your neighbours to be like the quota on Mock the Week. You want to be a bit more inclusive on the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Oh, God, there's a white family apply, but we're not interested.
Get Keith, the wealthy black businessman.
Who is the wealthy black businessman in your head? Is it the boss from Peep Show? Who?
No, he runs a pharmaceutical company. And
Yeah?
yeah,
It's got a Merc.
He runs the whole thing,
yeah.
and he lives next door to you in West Derby.
Yeah.
They're a small pharmaceutical company, Ken's Drugs.
Worldwide.
Oh, it's a worldwide pharmaceutical company. He's the CEO,
Keith, yeah.
Keith, the CEO, and he lives in West Derby in a 3-bedroom semi.
Yeah, because he's not superficial.
Right.
He likes to keep himself grounded because he started from nothing. He grew up with a single mother in Old Swan in Liverpool.
So he's moving up.
And
But he knows he wants a limit on it. Like he
Yeah.
earns, with bonuses, £9.2 million a year, but he's not
or take,
interested.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Give or take.
yeah, He's got a nice car. He lets himself go on holiday a few
How
times
much is he paying fucking national insurance, though?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Pays all his taxes on time. Overpays sometimes.
What?
Just to be sure.
Right.
He's just a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah. He sounds, Scouse, is he?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
every now and then, he knocks on your house and cleans it for you.
Is he single?
What?
Single?
He's single.
Are you trying to fucking imaginary black businessman? What are you doing? You sound like you're in love with him.
Well, he's a nice guy.
Is he? Yeah.
Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
Fucking salt of the earth, do you know what I mean?
I mean, if he was a farmer, he'd be the...
Is he Rwandan?
No. He's Scouse.
He's from Little Swan.
Yeah. Like, heritage-wise, his grandmother was from Jamaica.
Oh.
His granddad was from
Not Jamaica.
Canada. Yeah.
The famous Canadian Jamaicans.
Went for Canada, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
So, where did they meet, his parents? Canada or Jamaica, or did they meet in Little Swan in Liverpool?
Old Swan.
Old Swan. Where's Little Swan?
Doesn't exist.
All right.
They were both on holiday at the Grand Canyon.
Cool.
And they asked each other to take a picture. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
you take a picture of me.
He come down from Canada. She was up from Jamaica.
Yeah. And he was like, will you take a picture of me in front of the Grand Canyon?
Any others know about?
No,
Yeah, not about.
Oh.
Pink crude.
That's really unnecessary, Carl.
And then she's
How
on a
did they
picture.
get to Old Swan?
What?
How did they get to Old Swan from the Grand Canyon?
Plane.
Right. Insane. Absolute insane.
Yeah, they moved to England to pursue a career in botany.
Adam, do you remember the original question?
Neighbours are murder, aren't they? Some neighbours are murder. Moved to England to pursue botany. Sometimes he bullshits beyond his ability.
Adam, what is botany?
Plants and that.
Nailed it. Good
Nailed
save. Fuck you, Carl. Can tell he's been Little Swan.
Yeah, Keith. That's who I want to live next door.
Right, Keith, if you're out there and you exist and you're half Canadian, half Jamaican, your parents pursue botany in the Little Swan area of Liverpool, you are the head of a pharmaceutical company, but you're looking for a 3-bedroom semi in West Derby, get in touch with Adam. He'll sort you out.
I can't sort them out. I don't own the house
Next
door.
Sean Macaulay says, do you think that audiences will be easier to offend post-lockdown or just glad to be at comedy shows? He says, P.S. Paddy the Baddie was a sick episode. You need to get Molly McCann on next. She's funny and she could better Rowie bags with her eyes closed. I think he's basically wants a woman to twat. Oh, better. Oh, you wrote better, but it's batter. She could better him.
You bested me, woman.
You bested me, madam. Touché. Keith,
we will get Molly
car.
on sometime.
Is she a UFC, a mixed martial arts fighter?
She's in the UFC, yeah.
Is she in the UFC?
Yeah.
Is she Scouse?
Yeah.
Meatball Molly, because
Great.
she used to work on Subway.
Yeah, she's a regular at Hot Water as well.
Her name is Meatball
She
Molly.
used to work on Subway. She used to work with my mate Steve in Subway.
That's her fighting nickname.
Yeah.
Is
Molly
Meat.
the Meatball, yeah.
Right. Are you bullshitting? Right.
Sure, yeah.
I feel like I've missed out with the Paddy the Baddie episode. So, do you think the audiences? She looks dead hard.
She's from Norris Green.
I think
dead
she's
nice.
your. Oh, and she's in an Everton top. She's your queen.
Oh, there we go. She's a lesbian.
Queen Molly.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, well, you have to marry for politics, you know?
Okay.
It's not all about romance. Sorry, Molly.
Alfie Brown sort of touched on this on his episode, didn't he? He said that he thinks audiences are going to have gotten used to the fact that they're watching stuff online and immediately going, no, I don't like this. And be more like that in a comedy club. I found when we got that little sort of window mid-pandemic where we got to do gigs again, I found audiences being a lot more lenient. Because I think they're sort of like, people are dying every day. Him saying midget is not a problem.
Also, this is the dream, isn't it? With podcast and, you know, you're doing TV work and you're building your sort of profile. The dream is to get to a point where the people you're playing to know you and know your shtick. So they go, we're going to go and see Adam Rowe. Adam talks about stuff that a lot of comedians don't feel comfortable talking about. And I like that. It's like when you're watching the Bill Burr specials, you can hear in the audience when he finds his crowd. So those ones that are like 10 years old, there are several points where you can feel them back off because he's talking about race. And then even, I'm sorry you feel that way, when he's in the, like it's the purple background one, which is the one that starts about thinking about getting a gun. He does the Rihanna bit about, do you think, oh no, it's not
You people are all the same.
You people are all the same, that's it.
Sorry you feel that way is the black and white one.
Right. So you people are all the same. He does the Rihanna bit about, what do you think happened before
Chris Brown,
and the crowd go, whoop, and he's so used to it. You can tell on stage that Bill Burr's like, what I do in this situation is I play around with the people who are sat back going, no, Bill, you can't talk about this. And you can, as a comedian, I'm sure as a punter, you can hear it. You can hear him trying to go, oh, I've still got you. I just need to pull you in a little bit. And then by the time you get to Sorry You Feel That Way, the black and white one in Atlanta, they are egging him on.
Yeah.
There's no bit where they're like, whoa, they're like, we like it. It took him years to get there, but he's at the point where he can call Atlanta's racist in their own theatre, and they're like, yeah. Like, that's an amazing place to be at.
Look, I'm sitting over there just drinking a cold drink. Lemonade was made for the white man.
Yeah, well, she's going into Atlanta, which is Georgia, isn't it? It's like the South, and fucking poking fun at like a really treacherous part of their history, and they're like, yeah, it's Bill, isn't it?
Yeah.
10 years before that, playing a club in Atlanta, you're not opening with that shit. My favorite bit, one of my favorite bits of Bill Burr is, do you remember the one he's done in a comedy club in Philly?
Yeah.
And it's listening to Bill Burr,
Emotionally Unavailable,
turn into the comic that he wants. At one point, towards the, I've just got it on audio. I don't know if it's a video. I think it's audio.
It's an album, yeah.
There is a point where they start doing the tills. You can hear the cash, the person just being like, it's the end of the night, I've got to cash up. And the microphone, one of the microphones is near the till. And you can hear it just going, like,
mad, isn't it?
Mad. And listening to parts of it are just circuit comedy, and other parts are him going, no, this is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about race as a white guy. I was on the fucking Chappelle show. If that isn't a blessing from on high to be the white guy that talks about race.
It's like when we have Eshan in and we make sort of racially insensitive jokes. It's because you've been given a bit of license. On the original...
Ishan is Chappelle, isn't he? That's what we're saying.
Basically. On the original question, I don't really care if audiences are easier to offend or whatever, because people in public aren't very vocal. Like, what'll happen is if someone's difficult, if someone doesn't like what you're doing in a comedy club, it's not like online where they go, this is against everything I believe in. They just sit there with a face on. And if someone's like being miserable, just like not enjoying it, but if someone's like, no, not for me, I get like a sort of sadistic enjoyment out of that. I'm like,
But that will happen less and less as you build profile.
Yeah.
Because people in an audience will be like, oh no, we get what Adam does. We know what his sort of thing. So that'll happen less. Like Brennan had that clip recently. Like, people think it happens all the time. It doesn't. It's usually just one person that's just whatever, taking offense in anything. If it's just one person and they get a little bit mouthy about it, the rest of the crowd understand the deal that is stand-up. They know it's a rhetorical performance, and that if someone tries to shut it down, it's bad form.
I just like, oh my God, bit of croak. I just don't care. Like, if you don't understand what I'm doing up here to the point where you can sit there and go, this is not okay, then you're not important to me in any way. Your opinion has got such little value in my eyes that I don't care if you're upset.
It'd be annoying if it was happening all the time though, wouldn't it? But it doesn't happen all the time.
If it was happening all the time, then you've got to look at yourself and go, am I doing something wrong? But if it's isolated instance, you go, I know what I'm doing. There's 200 people laughing at it. You're the dickhead.
Yeah, that's the other thing. By the time a bit of material has been honed and practiced, you're not like fucking annoying people regularly, because you just learn when you're like, that needs to be a little jab. That's a little jab. They're on board. Big punchline. When you've got a new bits of material, and you'll see it when you do, if you come into Adam Rowe and Friends, when it's new bits of material, comics just don't know where the lines are, and it's so funny that like they undersell one thing, completely lean into the wrong thing. Then I think you need an audience who there's a bit of trust there. By the time some Karen sat there going, I think this is offensive, you've smoothed it down. You know how to sell the bit, and it usually makes them look wrong, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Dan Johnson says, I'm trying to think of things we haven't covered as an OG word as original. I want to know, you've both had a decent chunk of time in your lives spent doing comedy, and I know you both love it. Have you nearly thrown in the towel, though?
Never.
If so, how close did you come? Has there ever been a point where you've had like a gig or a drive home, anything that's made you go, am I doing this wrong, or do I even want to do it?
No. Like, just... I know it's the boring answer, but it's just no. Like, I've started doing it, got obsessed with it, and I've got this thing, if I'm good at something, I'll just do it forever. Or, like, I want to be the best at it. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not good at something, I stop it immediately. I've got no interest in getting better at it. But if I'm vaguely good at something, then I'll do it forever. It's like at school, I put everything into doing maths because I was the best at maths in the whole school. We were talking about this last night. Me and Josh, who's a mate of mine in Carl's, who we were out with last night, when we were in little school, when the class had maths, we got taken out of the class because the maths that our class was doing was just too low level for me and Josh.
So you had basically a special class?
Yeah, but the
right way.
Not because we were thick. It was, they're too good for year two maths.
So you got like some personal teaching.
Yeah, and so because I, from a very young age, was good at that, that's what I just, for my whole life, just did that. I didn't care about English or anything else.
You must have been so annoying to teachers, though. Because if you have to be pulled out of a class because you're exceptional at one subject...
That was only in middle school.
They know you've got the smarts to do other stuff well. Like, that's when teachers get annoyed, isn't it? When you're like, oh, they're really trying and good at these things. And then others like, nah, not asked.
The thing is, I was still in top set for everything without trying.
Right.
Like, I was... We've spoken about it a couple of times.
Adam was good at school. Adam did well at school.
I was decent at school.
And he'd be a great king. And he would ride sharks if he wanted to.
Were you in top set then?
I was in top set for some stuff, and I was in some second sets for other things. I was always like in and around like that level. I was a B student basically, and that panned out in my GCSEs. Got a couple of A's, mainly B's, couple of C's. That's how it looked. I didn't try loads. I wasn't the hardest working, but when I got my head down and enjoyed something, it was effort, isn't it? That's the thing. Talent is one thing, and ability and intelligence is one thing, and then there's effort. When you've got both, oh my God, are you away? Like if you are super talented at something and you're the hardest working, you might end up being one of the best that there's ever been.
Yeah.
If you you can do this for comedy. Because we know comics who you watch and you go, you've got magic. There's magic as I watch you. Even new comics, some more experienced comics, but you're like, I feel like I could name names, but I had a pint with a more experienced comic who was, when I started out in 2002, was a headliner. He was only like 5, 6, 7 years older than me, and he was incredibly talented when he started out, and just doesn't do the work.
Yeah.
And he, in a quiet moment, we had a few comics drinking, and he was like, I've loved watching your career progress last 5-10 years. He's like, you've done fucking great. This is before the podcast. And he was like, just dead impressed. And I was like, cheers, mate. That means a lot, because the people who were on a pedestal when you started out are always important to you, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, you look up to them. Doesn't matter how it pans out. You're still like, I remember looking up to you so much.
You're one of them.
What?
You're one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, from when I was doing...
when Adam started comedy and when I got into comedy in the other side of it.
Yeah.
You were up there.
Yeah, because I've just been going around a bit. Yeah, it's funny how you always have a little special place in your heart.
There's loads of comics who you are that for, though. A big part of that is because you host Beat the Frog twice a month.
Yeah, and also because I tried to take the time to be sound to comics. No, I don't like comics that are dickheads with other like younger comics, because I think it's irresponsible, because you remember how important it was to those young acts.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I just feel like I've lost in this conversation we were having, he went, yeah, I feel like I've lost the love for it a little bit. And I just thought, because I'd had a pint, I was like, I'm just going to say what I think. I was like, you haven't been doing the homework, mate. And he went, it's just this really weird moment where he could have seen his arse, I think.
Yeah.
But it was quite like, we've always been mates. And he went, no, you're right. You're right. I went, you're the most talented, naturally talented comic in the Northwest. But you just don't do the homework. You're the kid that doesn't do the homework.
Yeah.
And he went, yeah, I know what you mean. And that is the fucking truth. You get some talent and work. Like, I remember watching John Richardson when he started, and I was like, fuck, mate, this guy is naturally very, very good. And before a gig, when we were all dicking around, John had his notepad out, and he wouldn't join in. Not that he wouldn't join in, but he was clearly at work. When we were all like, and look where John Richardson is. I know it's an extreme example. Incredible talent, plus the work, and look at him go. And then you get guys like that, who I think there's a load of those in comedy, and you've got to be careful for it. Ability and talent and getting paid pretty well to do circuit comedy is good, but you need to do some work. You need to turn over the stuff, challenge yourself a little bit. Otherwise, it just all goes a bit flat, doesn't it?
It does.
You've never had a flat spot. That's why that question, I when I put it in the prep, I was like, I don't think Adam's going to say yes in any way, because until you hit a flat spot, you're moving forward. And I've had a few moments where I'm like, where is this going?
So you have had a couple of times where you've gone, maybe.
So I've tried to change things I've done 5 full Edinburgh shows. I did 2 package shows back in the day. Package shows. And I've tried to change my material and do different stuff, but there's only, like, I first gigged at the Hi-Fi in Leeds in 2002. One of my first gigs back in May is the Hi-Fi. It's 19 years of doing the same room. Fucking great gig, by the way, if you're in Leeds, run by a promoter who runs great gigs. But if there's a few times where you go, it's a bit flat, and you can't help but go, where's this going?
Yeah.
And they're the only times there's been a few where I've gone, what am I doing here? And it's usually because I'm driving back from a gig that I didn't want to do in the first place. That's where I try and pull those out now. Just don't do those gigs that make you feel sad about comedy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think I've mentioned before that I like that there's sort of no end level to comedy. Do you know what I mean? Because you can always sell a bigger venue, and you can always do another thing that you haven't done yet. You can always do a special that someone hasn't really tried before. You can always get an acting role because of your comedy. There's always something else to reach for. And that's why I love it. Because if there was ever a sort of, and now you've completed it, I'd just be bored. Having said that, I'm going to contradict myself here. I've started, certainly pandemic-wise, has sort of taught me to do this. Just love doing it just because I love being on stage. And because I've missed it so much, I genuinely think if you went to me, you get to play Hot Water once a week for the rest of your life, but you can't do any other gigs, I could live with that. Just because I just get to do it. There's no more progression. You just get to stand on stage and talk shit for a bit. Like, I do understand that sometimes you drive to a gig that you've only took because you're like, it's 200 quid and I need the 200 quid, or I should go in the 200 quid or whatever, and you're driving back and you're like, it's a shit. They're horrible and they'll always be horrible. Do you know what I mean? They'll always be shit. But just
shout out West Midlands. Sorry, go. There's some gigs that I've done in the West Midlands where you're trying to find it and you're like, where is Stourbridge? The drive's not a lot of fun. There's like gigs in Wolverhampton. And by the way, I'm not slagging off these places, but when you're from the Northwest, there is a particular type of when you drive past Stafford Services going, fuck, I wish I was doing the Glee in Birmingham. And you drive back going, that wasn't worth the drive. It's those gigs that grind you down a little bit.
They're just dull and they ruin your experience of it. But when you're a working comic, you sort of have to do them. When it's like, that's the one night this week, one of the 3 nights this week where you're going to get paid 200 quid, you've got to go and do it. I just can't wait to be back on stage talking shit and getting a bit of money for it. And
you can make your own challenges then, can't you? If that happened and you didn't progress and you didn't get to bigger venues, the way to not stagnate is to challenge yourself within what you're doing. So it's not always about bigger venues. It's about, do you still love the stand-up you do? There are comics that have never played more than 150 people who love their comedy. Almost doesn't matter what the outside world thinks of it. Like,
I remember seeing Schultz say on, I think it was his first Joe Rogan appearance, when he was like, I always wanted a Netflix special or a HBO special, or I thought I did, but then I realised I just want people to see it. It doesn't matter where it is. I just want people to see it. And it really resonated with me. And that's, you know, we put a special out last year. I'll probably do another one next year. Like, you just want... I've got a little platform now. And we were talking before about how many times we got stopped on a night out last night because of this podcast. And, you know, like, if my platform and my following stayed exactly where it is now forever...
Golden.
I'd be dead happy, because I can go to fucking Tesco without constantly being, oh, you're the comedian, you're the comedian. We get, you know, people come up saying nice things on nights out and whatever, but I can make something now and go, yeah, and 30, 40, 50,000 people will watch it.
And sell a few hundred tickets.
Yeah.
Fucking miles from where you work and live.
Yeah. Like
you don't gig around... the southwest, do you? But you can still sell tickets down there.
Yeah, we'll sell a few, and it's just, I just want to. I'm maybe I did take a pill last night. I just feel really grateful at the minute that I get to do what I do. We talk about it all the time, me and Carl. There's just moments where someone will like tweet a quote from the episode, and it'll be like something so nonsensical, and I'm like, we literally get paid to drive to a science centre in Runcorn, just off the M53, and talk shit for a bit, and then I'll get to do it on stage again in a few weeks, and I can feel myself. I don't mean this the way it comes out, but I haven't really got the words. It goes back to the getting offended question in a way as well. I really don't care anymore about like it not being perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the past, I've gone on a new material night on a Wednesday, done one new bit that hasn't worked, and I've gone, and just done 10 minutes of stuff that I already do, because I'm like, I just want to smash it. And I'm not there anymore. I want to get better. And I want to go on stage and go, here's what I think about this. And I think doing this podcast will have really benefited that, because we make each other laugh, but we talk in here sometimes like we are now to no laughter for a little bit. And I think I'll be a lot more comfortable on stage with just talking until I find the funny.
Having an opinion and weeding out the funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward
That's exciting.
I'm looking forward to the challenge of putting the next hour I take on tour, and these are going sale soon, but I've got club gigs booked until the end of the year. I haven't got a weekend off that I don't want to have off now. I'm fully booked. It's great. And I've put one Sunday a month in a hot water in the little room to just run the hour out. Whatever stage it's at, I'll just go on and talk for an hour. And I want to get that hour to take on tour and then film to be something I'm really genuinely proud of. I want it to be something that I would watch, not just something that I would put out, which is not the same thing.
But that's the great thing, isn't it? Because you now can look at a diary and go, what gigs help develop that? What are the gigs that are going to hold that back? They're out. They're gone. Any day. I never used to do new material nights because I was like, I'm fucking working 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. I can't give up at night for a new material night. They're half of my diary now. Yeah. Because I'm like, that's so much better, so much more conducive to interesting comedy.
Hot water.
Bring it on, mate.
Wednesday
at hot water. Oh.
Wednesdays are hot water, Tuesdays as well. But it's 12 minutes from my house, hot water. I can have a full night in with my girlfriend, really, and go and do hot water and try a new bit. Yeah. I can.
Is he having a shit? Is he doing 10 minutes?
Exactly.
Who knows?
There's definitely been times I've gone for the shit and it's lasted longer than half an hour. There just is.
It is.
And so I can go to hot water, do a 10-minute set, and be back in about 45 minutes, including parking. I genuinely think I could say to Sam, I'm just going to pop around to my dad's for a minute, and I could just go to hot water, and she wouldn't know the difference.
Bring it on, mate. So if everyone could stop licking everyone, that would be great.
Oh, lick who you want. I'm fucking bored of it now.
Really don't.
Lick whoever you want.
Don't.
Against their will.
Because
lick people in the street.
We want to be able to do comedy.
We will
forever.
We will be.
Yeah,
it's all
but
gonna be
don't
fine.
lick strangers.
It's all going to be fine.
Please.
No one's asked anymore.
Okay, let's see how them pans out.
Got a legal haircut today.
You're looking smart.
Legal one.
Royal.
I've had 5.
You've had what?
5 haircuts this year.
You have a shit. We've got lunch. We've got to get some lunch. Look.
Okay.
Scram time.
Okay.
And then we've got Chris Washington.
Chris Washington.
Fucking love that man. Beautiful. See you in a bit.
Money cunts.